Alright, welcome back everyone to Genesis. If you don't know me, my name is Noble Crumpet. I stream TTRPGs with my friends on Sundays, and I also stream on Tuesdays and Wednesdays doing art and video games. Tonight, we're getting back in the middle of a fight. Let's see what our allies are up to.
We're gonna be not the same sort of position we are, and nobody's gonna be happy about that.
Yeah, the thing about the whole like the good old days, or make U.S. great again, is like the U.S. at its peak was at its strength because of the fact that the Europe was bombed to shit for 2 wars.
All right, we're live.
Now it's Space Wars.
Now it's Space Wars.
Space Force
TLDR,
time.
Euro potentially future being better than the USD dollar. That's all.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
probably, most definitely. Anyway, welcome back. Does anybody remember what happened last week? Well,
Space
last
Buddies!
Nothing happened
time.
last week.
Nothing happened.
We just chilled at Space Bucky's for a whole week.
Yeah.
Lived off the food court, like hot dogs and stuff.
Yes. Space Bucky's is under attack. The party had to leave and try and first try and leave, avoiding Agent Evandal, Krov's, or Gervalt rather's secret agent brother. You guys all tried 3 different ways of escape. One way involved making a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers. Another involved
They were only partially in vain.
bribing some officers, and another involved just going straight to the ship with a Burger King crown deep over your head and not getting noticed at all.
Not my idea either. Someone just wasted on it.
Someone wasted a story point on it for sure.
I wouldn't say wasted.
I wouldn't say wasted.
Those burgers have to mean something.
However, Evandal met up with Krov, told you that they claim that they're an ally of yours, even in your position that you're in. They also said that sure, understandable, and he said that he would agree to help you out if you helped him out. He needed a science ship, or like a bigger ship at least, to scan the adjacent system. A Letnev fleet was destroyed there. Then the Yin and their brotherhood of kamikaze maniacs. Oh my god.
Mayonnaise maniac.
Patty maniac. Attacked the gas station, the Space Buckies. You guys fought off a few of them, took off in a ship, fought a few more. The Letnev are taking care of their enemy destroyer, or at least they're engaged with it. You guys stopped the base from exploding because it was doing like a core meltdown, and Marcel, the sleeper agent, met up with Nolly, and they had a little tussle. But Marcel is no longer with us. They were beaten to death to a bloody pulp by Rasa, Nolly's
I just
sleeper
realized.
agent counterpart.
Does this mean Yara just saw Nolly beat somebody to death?
I think you
Yeah,
were
probably.
in visual range, yeah.
Yeah, because I had thrown a grenade at them with the turn before.
Yes.
So yeah,
You've
I think
seen her beat people to death before, though.
this
don't
seems a
think
little
like this.
different. Yeah, this is the bad Captain America scenario sort of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. All right, we are in the middle of combat. Where everybody is right now, let's see if I can ping people. So Shepard and Krov are on the Tengu. These ships down here, these little fighters, are in air. Nolly is closer to where your ships are docked. The Mongrel and the Shrike. Thraz is getting on the Mongrel now. Yara, you were a little further away. I'll just say 1 range band away from that. And Sin and Zaldenrock are deep inside the base. There's a hole to the outside that's being covered by like an oxygen shield. Zaldenrock just hopped into the mech with Cole because Varish got injured. And there's 2 more brothers of Yin there engaged with Sin nearby. So, top of the round. It's an NPC turn. I think. Why don't we get this brother of Yin going, and let's attack Sin, the nearest thing that we can get in. What is your defense sin if you are with us?
I am. Hold on.
Is it 3?
I said hold on.
All right. I can also check if you're like not very struggling to get in. Yeah, it is 3. Awesome.
Thank you.
I will do an attacky.
Yes, it's 3.
All right. Let's perhaps have one of them, as they see the situation that they're in, rush at you. In spite of the danger, they're going to use Zealous Devotion to sacrifice a minion in the group to add 2 successes to their next check. Now there's only 1 minion in the group. 1 measly yin. Let me adjust that. And we shootin'. They're going to engage you with their collapsible blade.
Oh, shit.
So we're going to add 2 successes to that, so that does become a success.
Okay.
That's going to be 7 damage minus your soak.
Okay, so I take 3.
Awesome. And they have 1 advantage. So I guess they're just going to... I think they're just going to give Sin a disadvantage, perhaps. A boost. Or a setback. That's what they're called in this game. Okay, they'll end their turn. Another NPC turn. I didn't think this through. Let's have this NPC go. Their shields are compromised because they failed to kamikaze, I believe. But they're going to come around and try and do it again. Or they might have been hacked or something, but either way, they're going to try and do that. So they're going to make a piloting check. I don't think it's going to work from this sheet. I need to do it homegrown. Okay, Tengu defense is 2. This is a difficulty 4, because they're silhouette 4 ship. And we're going to do 1 yellow, 2 green. Yes. Okay, they failed. And they got 2 threats. So... they're going to scream past the Tengu, zoom, and they are going to take some damage. They're going to take a critical hit, rather. It's going to be they don't have any defenses, so it's just going to be a homegrown number. Hull damaged. Vehicle's hull is compromised. Its armor becomes 0. Okay, currently it has 0 armor. Alright, PC turn. This ship...
Tengu?
Sorry? The Yin Harbinger that screamed past the Tengu tried to kamikaze with you. It instead just scrapes off your hull. Its hull is compromised. It spins out of the way and damages its armor.
Okay, since no one's taking the turn, I think we should just resolve the ship things. So I'm gonna blast it.
Which one? The one with the damaged stuff?
Yeah, the one with the no armor. Because why the hell not?
All right. It has defense 2.
Yeah, I need to hold on. I need to do something. Difficulty.
And we'll say it's within short range. You guys are in dogfighting distance.
Okay. Let's see.
Ooh. Do have to roll defense against you. Okay, so that actually doesn't hit. Oh wait, no, it has no defenses. I'm stupid.
No, it has no armor. Also, I thought the difficulty was 2. I thought that was the defense, was it not?
Defense is the number of black dice that it applies.
Okay.
But you are correct. The difficulty should have been 1 because it's short range. Anyway, ignore those black dice. We'll just call it a success, and give you 1 less threat than that. Damage is 2, 4 with breach, Has no armor anyway. So it takes 4. And you can deal another critical hit if you want.
Yeah, might as well.
Alright. Defense is damaged. Oh, it already has that one.
Yep. So it does nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Alright.
0-0.
Well, it still
Very
has
fragile ship.
3 critical injuries. Alright. Awesome. Oh, threats. What can we do with threats?
It's two threats, right? So
Yeah, I'll just say that they move an extra range band away from you.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. Next PC turn. Shepard, do you want it since you're nearby?
I mean, I'm in the ship, so might as well pilot it if we're still attacking.
Good.
You could
do I roll?
chase after it and bring it closer, I guess, or whatever. Or didn't we have like defensive flying or whatever?
I would rather do defensive flying, which is what we were doing before, and we were using like the space station as sort of like cover to some degree.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So I'd rather stick to doing that, and you can try and shoot from the defensive maneuvers.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, whatever that maneuver is, please do so.
I'm trying to remember what the exact maneuver was.
That was just defensive flying. and then I
there's
used piloting.
Evade? Is that what you're thinking of?
evade is the maneuver. There's various options for the action, I guess.
Oh, gain the advantage? Was that it?
I know you did do that last time. That's a different thing. That's not like... Well, either way, you can try and gain the
thing that
advantage against them.
We did, I remember, made it harder for them to hit us. That was the
Yeah, I
big
think
thing.
that's
It does
gain the
both.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So piloting check.
Based
What am
on
I rolling
speed
for
difference.
difficulty?
Yeah, speed difference.
Difficulty should be 2. And you target a specific ship with this.
Probably the one that was flying away, because it's pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're both pretty high.
Yeah, remember the health bars fill up.
Oh, right, yeah, it's a fill. Oh, it doesn't matter which one I pick, I just need to pick one.
Yeah.
Actually, pick the one that hasn't gone yet. Because this one already went.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll do this one so
So
we don't
the
get blasted
Yin
by that.
Harbinger.
Yeah.
Yep. They both are Yin Harbingers.
You don't need to correct me. Tell me what to roll.
Piloting.
Difficulty still 2, nothing else.
Difficulty is still 2. Nothing else.
Using a story point.
That was always left.
Oh, what the
Oof.
fuck?
Nah, I can just use my ability and it changes those to successes.
You
Against all odds.
shouldn't have any black dice on that. And that didn't upgrade correctly.
Well,
Yeah,
I literally am looking at the thing. I clicked
Oh,
out of it.
The black dice are mine because I was trying to add them from Krav. But you do need to click out of it for the upgrade.
I did.
Okay.
So I
See
can
the
roll again?
rerolls.
Let's see a
Yeah,
reroll.
let's try it again.
Because this is a very wrong roll. Okay, it's still not upgrading.
No. I'll just manually added it.
You don't have the upgrade checked on your sheet. I've just added it.
I just changed it. I just added an upgrade. Did you add an upgrade? Because then I have to remove
No,
my
it's
upgrade.
it's showing one upgrade.
Okay.
Okay, roll. Let's roll to see what happens.
Yeah, it's only adding my upgrade.
Okay.
I'd rather
Okay.
take the failure because I can turn to a success.
There's no downside if you fail this check. You just happen to succeed it or not.
Yeah.
Just making that clear as well.
Sure. Still
I'll
not
say-
flying very well.
I'll just say you take 1 strain.
See, that's the downside.
Sure.
Sure. Also, I posted an image. The upgrade should be in the lower left. Alright, Now, next PC turn.
Why don't I go as Rasa? Why don't I do
Shit.
that?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, first maneuver is to humph on a Z tab, or else I go night night at the end of the turn. Alright, chomp a Z tab, and then maneuver. Would you say I'm within one maneuver of getting into the mongrel, or is that going to
Yes.
take two? Okay, now I get in the mongrel.
Alright.
That's it.
So that's your maneuver? Oh,
Yes.
and your
Well, I
Z-tab?
those are both. Those are two maneuvers. Yeah, Z tab and then maneuver.
Alright. Then, next PC turn, I guess Thraz can just take off.
Yeah. If he's in the pilot seat, she can be in the gunner seat.
I was
Right.
about to ask about that. So the strike is there too, or what?
There's two
Yes.
ships, the Mongrel and the Shrike.
Okay.
You guys own two ships. Thraz is
And we-
co-piloting with Nolly.
We got 3 people left on the station. Okay. All right.
Two people can fit in the Nazrug Eidolon.
Let's just have him accelerate, I guess. Just accelerate to 1 and take off a little off the station. Then reposition, I guess, as a second maneuver. And get like within dogfighting distance of this other Harbinger.
Sure.
Also just move you guys off to the side a little bit. Let's position them like that, kind of. And I guess Thraz isn't in a gunnery thing, but I guess he can try and take the advantage himself. They have the same speed. So what's the same speed difficulty? 1. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Alright, Thraz. Alright, let's try and maneuver around this thing. Where are my skills? P for piloting. There you are. Okay. So the Mongrel now has the advantage over, and I'll just, I guess, use a green icon over this guy. Alright. Maybe he's now flown under it and he's like matching its speed. That sounds pretty cool. Raz is
Sweet.
done. Next PC turn.
Who wanted to go next?
Well, it's either you, Sin, or Zald.
I would like to try and stab the hell out of this Brotherhood again.
Sure.
That sounds fair.
One of them rushed towards you and kind of put you off balance, but you killed them in the process. There's one left.
Okay, I'm gonna aim, which gives me one of the blue die.
Which you can convert to a success, right?
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to convert that to a success, and then I'm gonna try and stab you.
Right. Remember, you have 1 setback just for this roll.
Yeah, you got it. God, I haven't done this in so long.
Like anytime we took a break from D&D, it's like, how do I do a thing?
Yep.
Okay, I think I hit.
There was no difficulty in there.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you're in melee, so that would need to be difficulty 2. I can just roll them by themselves. If I can remember to
Sure.
remove it. There we go. So just, yes, it is a success. And remove 2
Okay.
advantages. So you get 1
Yep.
advantage to spend, but this guy is very dead.
I'm gonna recover some strain.
Alright, how do you want to kill this guy?
I like the shish kebab. That seems to be working for me, so I'm gonna keep doing that.
All mortals have 1 weak point, and it's the center of their body. So, they are shished, they are sloughed off of your astral lance, and you turn towards Zaldenrock, who is now mounting the mech.
Yeah, I'm gonna flick it off my spear. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. Thanks.
Okay. Well, there's 2 people. Oh, there's 2 NPC turns. So, I believe I... Okay, I think I need to have the other Yin Harbinger go. And I think they just need to fight back against this having the advantage thing, because that really sucks. So let's have them do a piloting check. Does the advantage make it harder to get it back? I feel like it doesn't. Yeah, it's all your combat checks. Okay. So they were just going to make a piloting check. Okay, they succeed, so they remove the advantage. Or rather, now they have the advantage. And they got a triumph on that roll. I'm gonna say from the triumph, they are gonna get a free shot off or something. And I'm gonna give them 2 system strain for the threats. I'm gonna have them shoot at you guys.
Who's the you guys?
The mongrel.
Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna be difficulty 1. You guys have defense 2. Okay, they got 1 success. What damage is that? Okay, they do 3 damage. What is the mongrel's armor? So
Armor is 1, so they take 2 whole trauma.
awesome. They just
Boom.
shoot off a beam turret and blast you. And since they already rolled, I'm gonna ignore the rest of the advantages. All right. They're also gonna move kind of past you. So let's condense this a little bit. Let's do that. They just do like a drive-by as they get behind you, kind of. Alright, next NPC turn, we're gonna have the Black Hound enter the fight. Evandal gets on comms and shouts, "Let me take care of these guys for you, Krov." Yeah, Krov. Still getting used to it. And he's gonna try and shoot at the mongrel. He's not gonna get the advantage or anything. He's just gonna shoot. Okay, get the dice up.
He's gonna shoot at the mongrel, right?
Not the mongrel, sorry. The Yin Harbinger that it is engaged with the mongrel. I definitely misspoke there.
Like, I don't remember telling him to kill my people, but maybe I did.
Maybe it's part of the plan.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
Alright. Huh.
It's a lot of black dice.
It's a lot of black dice. Of course. That's my bad. We're gonna reroll that. There we go. Nothing. Much better. Alright, making sure everything's clear. Okay, well, he zooms past the Yin Harbinger with you guys in it. And let's put him at speed, I guess, 3. In fact, we'll have him, like, go up here. Alright, finally, last two PC turns.
Alright, I guess I'll get in this mech here.
Yep. You should already be in it,
Yeah,
if I remember
that's
from
fine.
last time. So, no maneuver needed.
Alright. Okay, I don't really know how to pilot this thing, I guess. I guess we're just gonna start moving outside towards the shenanigans.
Sure. You can use a maneuver to activate the Eidolon's transform mode. It can turn from a mech into a ship.
With me in it.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, with you in it. Yeah, we just hear.
It's like when the
clinking and-
Batmobile shifts while he's in it, so like my position shift slightly. It's like I'm laying down or some shit.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
probably like an orb in the middle.
Yeah.
I'll say that like Zolnrock is like in the middle part, and Cole
Yeah.
is like in the top part. And then when it goes into fighter mode, Cole kind of like goes back a little bit so that you're like a sloping jet fighter forward or something.
Yeah. All right. So
If you want to know fun stuff, you can do it'll all be under vehicle actions.
yeah.
Or well, you're
Yeah,
doing
so-
fighter mode, so actually, never mind.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maneuver. I guess. What is it? Get the speed up to 1 or whatever.
Yeah. Move the speed up to 1. I believe its max speed is 4. Forgot to add it in. There you go.
I forget how it's. Maneuvers. Okay. That's a maneuver. Accelerate. And then. Yeah, so we'll just kind of.
Wait, what?
What's up?
No, for some reason, I thought Sin was going to be getting into the mech with Zaldenrock. And then
No.
both of them
No,
were
it's-
gonna leave.
Zolnrock
two
and
people,
half
me
of the
and-
Nazroka.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So Sin and Yara, one of them can take the strike, but the other one is chilling on the station.
You guys also have transit diodes, and I believe Sin can also teleport.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah, because it's a Nazroka ship, so one regular person, one a little guy.
Yep.
And then I guess we'll. Any of these vehicle actions.
So, a lot of stuff that you could probably do.
Yeah,
Um,
probably. I'm just kind of.
You could probably try and shoot. I can see if you have any long range weapons.
Yeah, this what? Ian Harbinger that's right in front of me, I guess.
Yeah, it's sort of
This one right here.
close. It's sort of close. And you have long range weapons. You have Seeker missile tubes, and I tied your name to them so I can click the button for you.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's just try to shoot that thing. Because I know we were in a very different area, so I'm not sure where we actually left in accordance to where everyone else is.
Yeah, we'll say you're further up or down on the like pole of this image.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Alright.
yeah, let's just use a heat seeker missile on this boy.
There is a caveat to this. I'm going to need you
Okay.
to first make a DC-4 coordination check. This is not an action.
Alright, DC 4. Nation check.
So 4
That's
purple.
okay. Like coordination skills. Do-do-do. Really?
Okay.
That's not my
Um,
thing.
So your combat check is going to get upgraded for the difficulty.
Alright.
As you start like moving out of this ship and like try to aim yourself or like get yourself into position, you discover that your controls for piloting the ship are not the only controls for piloting the ship. Cole is also piloting the ship. They seem to have a sort of symbiotic thing going on. And normally they're a lot more in sync because they're a symbiotic species. But you
Yeah.
are not one of them. And as you try to like maneuver yourself, Cole is kind of like fighting your commands as they're trying to like go somewhere else. And he kind of like yells at you, "Hey, what are you doing? We need to get out there first. We need to get closer." And you're like, "Well, we need to shoot with the missiles."
Well, can you get more on my page?
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of know what I'm doing here.
You guys are kind of arguing a bit, so you're a little uncoordinated,
Perfect.
but you can still take the shot. So I'm gonna just do it for you. It's in long range. We're gonna upgrade it once. They have compromised defenses, so I won't add any black dice. And then I will just roll. Is your dice pool empty on your sheet?
Yes.
Okay. Twin Seeker missile tubes.
It's
Okay,
a two.
that looks like the right roll, but that also failed.
Right. Yeah, which makes sense because
Okay. let me-
story-wise, it shouldn't work, so I can be proven wrong.
Okay. So you got 3 advantages, so you can actually activate its guided property.
Oh, good.
We get to make another check. Difficulty 2. I won't upgrade this one. And it might still hit. This happens at the end of your turn, and every subsequent turn, as long as we can keep spending advantages. So I'll just do it again. Okay. Well, we
That's
can
a
spend
roll.
a triumph to keep doing it. So there is a missile
Yes.
currently following the Yin Harbinger.
Yeah, keep going, bud. You're gonna find purchase one day.
Don't
you go
worry,
when you're
bud.
ready.
You can make it. All right. You can find out how you want to spend that other triumph. In the meantime, I'm gonna find an icon.
Oh, okay. I was checking to see what the guided thing is.
Yeah.
That we'll do it again because this basically when you do the guided rolls, you roll 5 greens instead of or you can roll 5 greens instead of your normal.
Oh. Yeah, I misread it.
instead
I assume that was the
instead of
damage.
building the pool normally.
It's theater of the mind. It's fine.
It's okay. We did it correctly for the first attack.
Yeah, for the first
Right.
attack. Yeah, when you re-roll on subsequent turns, basically just roll a cluster of 5 greens, 2 purples.
Sure. I will put a little target on it to show that it's being targeted. Okay. Next PC turn. We could say
I think it's
that also Cole is just helping you pilot the ship. They're going to be moving again. They're going to move like a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Yara.
I think so. It's going to take 2 maneuvers to get to the Shrike.
Yes.
All right. I guess I take 2 maneuvers to get to the Shrike. I can still cast some strain to do an action. Would you let me hack things from the Shrike? Like if I plugged into the communications?
That would take further maneuvers to do. You could
Okay.
you can pull out your thing as an incidental. I know you have quick draw, but you'd still need
Yep.
to like get access to the Shrike, then get access to another ship. It would probably be difficult.
Okay. So
This
getting into
turn.
the Shrike is its own maneuver.
Yes.
All right. I guess then I'm just at the Shrike. Technically, I still have access to the Bucky system. There's not much I can do with the Bucky system. It's not defensive, right?
They do not have defensive capabilities.
All right. I'm just gonna
I-
do something
I
nice
have
and
an idea.
maybe
Get a refund for all the hamburgers.
I wasn't gonna do that. I mean, they probably already have alarms going off, so there's not much else I could say. But I mean, we know the general layout of what's being attacked, right? Could I at least maybe tell people to go someplace safe over the loudspeakers or something?
Sure. You could do that.
All right.
You can call that I would say leadership check.
Yeah, sure. Might as well make a roll.
Yeah. Let's say you're trying to command like a large group of people. So this will probably be formidable, but we can see how you do. So
I'm just trying to
5.
hopefully lower the casualties.
Yeah.
Yep, this probably won't work. No boost or nothing. Right?
Nope, you can always spend a story point.
Yeah, this is just incidental. Worst case scenario, everybody runs off on the front deck.
I'm just trying to save as many lives as possible. Oh, we don't need to waste resources on it, though. Sorry, funny to me. So that fails. You take a strain as you just hope that has helped people, but people are still trying to flee the station as fast as they can. And there's plenty of chaos behind you.
All right, that's all I got. I had to get over here.
All right, you're in the Shrike. We'll just put you like to the side of the Shrike. Maybe like, eh. All right, top round NPC
I might
turn.
need to pop a Z tab.
I'm gonna get rid of the lowest NPC slot because the Yins died. Let's have
Oh,
this Harbinger up here go. They're going to move a range band, kind of turn around, and then accelerate. They can't really do much else. They're going to be a further range band away, unfortunately. The next round, they'll be able to come back. In fact, they'll accelerate twice and take a strain. Alright, they're going to shoot at the Eidolon now that there's a new threat to them. Actually, I wonder if they can try and intercept projectiles? Yeah. Incoming guided weapons. So they can. That's just an action you can take if you have weapons on the ship. They're gonna shoot at the guided missile that's coming at them.
Oh, okay.
Which, understandable. I would probably try it too if I had the time. Let's do that.
I just simply don't have the time. That's why I keep getting hit by missiles.
Yeah, I just don't have the time. It's difficulty gunnery 3. Okay. Oh, they failed. Great. So we'll just give their ship some strain. All right. Next NPC. Convenient. Let's have the other Yin go. And they have the advantage currently against the Mongrel. So I think they're going to they're going to move. They have to. They'll move them. I'm going to put everybody to the side except for Sin at this point. We know everybody's in a ship, right? And we know what ship everybody's in. Is that agreed?
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
It's just getting real crowded in here.
Mm-hmm.
And Yara's in the Shrike. Solmrock and Nazroka are in there. Perfect. Beautiful. Super beautiful. Alright, so this guy's going to move down here. He's going to come about. And then we'll just shoot at the Mongrel. We have the advantage. Which gives us 2 upgrades. Mongrel has 2 defense. We'll say they're in short range. We do it. Wow. Wow, would you look at that? Wow. Look at 3 yellow dice.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ. Alright, well, they failed. I guess they'll just give themselves a boost and end their turn. Also, I need to clear turns. Alright, PC turns for a bit. Who wants them?
I'll just say up at the top, I think I would like Thraz to go before Nali tries to shoot so that he can try and probably regain the advantage.
Okay, I'll have Thraz do that then. I'll just have him move automatically, maybe increase speed, and then... Actually, no, we kind of want them to have the same speed, huh? So he won't increase speed. Then he'll just reposition as a maneuver. Try and keep in range. And then we will try to get back that sweet advantage.
Mm-hmm. This time I didn't see it. I didn't see it last time, but let's see if the handling boost die gets rolled automatically into this.
The handling?
Yes, because the Mongrel has a handling of 1, which means it gets 1 boost die on piloting checks.
Oh, I've been rolling from Thraz's character sheet, so... Let me see. Okay, he's in there. We got it.
Yeah, he's in there as the pilot. I don't know if I did that before you made your rolls or not.
Yeah, but it doesn't do it unless you do it from their sheet.
Oh, so you choose... Okay.
Oh, Interesting. Raz is his name. Why doesn't it want this to be there? Okay, well...
When you get a second.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna do this from Thraz's sheet.
Yeah, just add a boost.
I'll add a boost. Okay. And then I'll answer Alex' question. Okay, we have the advantage. So, we still have the advantage over them, but it's ours now. And then, what can we do with the 2 advantages? Take a free extra maneuver? No. Let's just boost Nolly's next attack. He's getting you lined up into position. Shepard, what is your question?
Question is, didn't we also call in for, like, help?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I believe the Letnev Corsair is dealing with the Yin Helix down in the corner, is part of the support that we have going on.
Yeah, that is why they are kissing.
I
And the
didn't
Black
know if that
Hound.
was the only thing, and there was just one ship that came to actually do something, or if it was more of like
Well, they were there.
I understand. I did a widespread call to anyone basically to be like, come save Bucky's, it's under attack. So I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
know if it
nobody's-
was maybe forgotten or no one cares.
So the Letnev are attacking the other ship instead of you guys facing down another destroyer. If
Yeah.
there's nobody else in the system that is coming to save you.
Okay.
The system is also controlled by space cumbies, so
Yeah.
they're letting him die.
Yeah, they're like, fuck Bucky's. This is our territory now.
All right, next PC turn. Nolly, do you want it?
Yeah, I'll just take it.
Since you've been allied.
Yeah.
Alley-ooped.
All right, I will use.
When
a player
Allie makes a
story point.
mistake. Sorry.
All the time.
I'll use a player story point to do adaptable so that I don't have to roll gunnery for this. Instead, Rasa will roll discipline because that's one of her good skills. And we will fire. I don't think I need to use the big gun on these guys. Let's just do the twin light assault cannon, but I think with this upgrade, I will put it on auto fire. So that is one extra difficulty. Let's see if this works out. All right, so from dice pool, I can just set the difficulty at what? 3 then? Is it normally 2?
It's normally so ranged attacks are based on the range that you are from something, and I'm mostly saying that you guys are at short range because you guys keep looping back in on each other. So unless otherwise stated, the difficulty is 1.
Okay, so auto fire will make it difficulty 2. And what else? I'm going to do the thing where I'll throw the weapon out first and then I'll make the actual roll from Nolly's sheet because I'm using a different stat for it.
Okay.
So that we can see like the numbers and details and stuff. And then it's going to be accurate 1, so it'll get a boost. So let me just throw this out. Okay. Now. Alright.
Oh yeah, it's accurate 1 as well.
Yeah, the accurate 1 is where I get the boost from. And then do I get upgrades because of having the advantage?
You get 2 upgrades for having the advantage. You also get 1 boost from Thraz.
Okay, so 2 boosts, 2 upgrades, difficulty 2 because of auto fire being active, and then I'm rolling discipline.
Yep, and there's 2 setbacks for their. Well, I can do that.
Oh, okay.
For their defense. Everyone in this combat has 2 defense, unless it's been compromised.
Okay.
That's a big hit. It looks like.
Yes. Can you spend triumphs to trigger abilities?
Yes, you can use it to trigger anything.
Okay, so I will use that triumph to trigger auto fire to hit again.
All right, what's the total
So-
damage?
This is 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 8 twice.
16
an 8
damage.
Yeah, and well, for the purposes of armor though, it's an 8 damage hit and then an 8 damage hit.
Yes, so -2 in both cases, so 12 total.
Yep.
All right, this guy is almost dead. One more hit like
Terrific.
that would do them in. You have 2 threats.
Mhm.
Let's say that. Let's just give Nolly a setback.
Okay.
All right, is that it for you?
I think so. What is there a maneuver that's reasonable for me to do while I'm just in here? Could she reasonably? I mean, she's not the pilot. Yeah, all the maneuvers have P on them. So yeah, I probably should have aimed for it, but we're past that. So yeah, she's good.
All right. Next PC turn. Who wants it?
I guess I can take it and fly, so I can get Krav in the right area for shooting.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to try and get the advantage again?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna have you move 2 range bands this way. You have lower speed than the person in front of you. Just checking what that does. Okay. It is difficulty 3 now. Unless you increase your speed.
What will increasing my speed do?
Make your speeds equal, so it'll be difficulty 1.
So it's a maneuver?
Yes.
So then I'll still have one more action after that?
Yep, so you could still do it.
Also, like, in my mind thinking, like, what if I just, like, manage to set, like, the ship to autopilot at some point once we're in a safe place, and then if we get close enough for, I don't know, like, one of the enemy ships, then I can, like, grapple close to it.
Like, jump out of the ship onto it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a wild idea of, like, if... I think I should say that if we get, like, stuck and the ship's not moving.
Yeah, that seems... It seems a little extreme.
And?
Just, you know.
I would like to do fun things.
Okay. You can do whatever you want. But either way, I will need a roll. It's difficulty 1, piloting.
Okay. I feel like there's no way for me to actually use a story point to keep pushing, like, sticky notes in this goddamn cockpit to, like, keep Shepard going. Is there any way that I could possibly use, like, Yara as, like, some sort of assist, and Yara can, like, I don't know, not hack into our computer systems, but also, like, be able to, like, relay information?
If you want me to fly the ship, I can just fly the ship.
You're shooting things! I'm bad at both. I'm just trying to figure out ways to make it easier.
I could hack the enemy ship so it's easier to shoot at.
And you can also, you still haven't used you still have the against all odds, Allie. If for some reason this goes horribly wrong and we decide you absolutely have to gain the advantage.
Sure. But, like, I'm just flying to get Krog in a spot.
Well, that doesn't require a roll. You just move.
And then you have to do the action, which is the one difficulty piloting.
And
Yeah.
to be fair,
Yeah.
anybody can
helpful.
help you with a maneuver.
Nobody else is on the ship. What do you mean, anybody?
Well, Yara could probably talk you through something,
I have visual on you,
Mhm.
that thing.
but it would need to be like Yara takes a
Yara's
turn,
turn
uses their
first.
maneuver to aid another, explains how they're doing it.
Right. I'll just do the move first and we can figure that out for the next turn.
All right. So,
There you go.
Wow.
oh
Yep.
wow, indeed. Well,
The Joker, baby.
I
it's
don't
the
know
Joker,
what...
baby.
Get out of here!
The Argyle Joker. All right. Unfortunately, this yields no results. You are chasing down the Harbinger, who has focused some of their attention on the Eidolon. Their defenses are still crippled.
Okay, so I'll take the next turn.
I at least got you closer to shoot, yeah.
Or do you want me to hack their ship first?
No,
That way
I'm
I-
gonna shoot.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty, you are in short range thanks to Shepard moving. So it's difficulty 1, and they have no defenses right now. So no setback dice. All right. That is 4 damage. No soak, because they have no armor either. How do you want to spend the advantages?
I'm not sure what I can spend it on in ship combat.
Well, you can always aid somebody. Let's see, 3 of them. Negating their defense doesn't do anything. You could disable their weapon for a round.
Yeah, or gear. So, can we disable the engine?
No. I'm going to say that doesn't count as gear, because that's like a critical hit thing.
Okay. In that case, let's disable the engine. I mean the attack, the weapon.
Okay, you disable one of their weapons. Okay. They do have quite a few weapons, so they'll have to maneuver to get into a new weapon area on their ship. All right. Cool. So they're at less than half health. Now, next PC turn.
I guess we can do
Yeah.
our mech.
Get him.
All right.
All right, I'll just go to what's his name? Corey? No, Cole.
Corey.
Corey.
I was like, what?
Jeff.
All right, what do you recommend we do, little boy?
Corey.
We need to get in a proper position to get the advantage over this ship. We can't just shoot willy-nilly.
All right, well, how do I do that?
All right. You'll see a square button on your console. Press that now.
All right, I press the square button.
All right.
What does that roll do?
Well, I'm gonna need you to roll so you can choose to increase the speed, by the way, at the if you take the accelerate action. But if you
yeah.
match their speed, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, let's try to increase their speed to match theirs. I don't know how much that would have to. Well, we got stress to gain if we need to, so
It only costs 1 stress to do that.
that's fine.
So that's a maneuver. You are now. I moved you a little, so you're in medium range now. Put this guy a little closer so it looks more like medium. Okay. So now that you're matching speed, it's difficulty 1 piloting. But first, I'm going to have you make a coordination check. Difficulty 4.
All right. Are you kidding me? This ship sucks.
It
Crap.
sure
dang
seems
it.
that way. Okay.
Really
So
gotta get
it's gonna
the
be-
coordination too.
So your piloting check is going to be difficulty 1, but we're going to upgrade it once. So it's 1 red.
All right, so 1 red, and then piloting, right? Okay. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, you have the advantage now.
doesn't matter to me.
Let's mark you with pink. Now you have the advantage over that guy. It's hard to see, but he's got a pink thing among all his stupid little icons. Alright, now you have the advantage. So next turn, you'll get 2 upgrades on any gunnery checks you use against them.
All right.
Alright.
Certainly, they'll still be alive by that time.
And then I'm gonna have him, the other pilot, move you in closer with a reposition. Alright, it is Evandal's turn. Evan's gonna come in here. Good old Evan. Gonna scream past you guys. Get in real close. And he's just gonna do a shoot. Let's use these. Hold on. What's the icon for setback? What's the letter that we use for that? Just trying to add it.
S.
No, because that's a success, I think. Isn't it?
What are you looking for?
He's
The
looking for, like, the
keyword
specific, like,
letter
yeah.
for the dice modifiers for a setback.
Oh, setback. Boost is B, success is S.
Where the frick does it live? There's a help sheet somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a question mark if you hover over the modifiers. Setback is BL, I think.
Oh, BLK.
ELK,
I see.
yes.
Yeah.
I finally found it. Thank you. All right. Just because this thing is inaccurate, and I just want to make sure that's accurate for the future.
Oh,
That work? Well, it kind of worked.
it seemed to work.
Yeah, it worked. Just not very well. All right. He shoots past with his plasma firebombs, but but due to them being very inaccurate, they just kind of soar past. And he gets 2 threats, so I'll say that that he has accidentally maybe caused difficulty for the Tengu. I'm going to give the next person who flies the Tengu or uses the Tengu a setback. Poor guy. Anyway, he's done. PC turn. There's 2 left.
It's, I think, either me or Sin, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to do.
Well, you have the ability to teleport, or you can use the
Yeah.
transit diodes to get onto the Tengu.
You could take over piloting for...
Shepard?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So,
Or, well, yeah, okay, because Shepard could also transit diode you into the thing too, couldn't they? As well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
but
Shepard
it's
has to
but it's
spend
my
your-
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's fair.
So, I'm pretty sure teleport needs a story point.
You guys should have plenty.
Because I wasn't using it to save people.
Yeah, nobody's really using them.
Okay. I'll use a story point and become one with the mist and dissolve my armor and reintegrate myself, and I'm on board the Tengu.
Right. You step through a wormhole that you've generated, and whoop, just add you to the Tengu's crew. Was that an action maneuver?
I forget.
Okay.
I think it pretty much burns all I got, though.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Next round you will be on the Tengu. We can maybe say you took a maneuver to get into any chair that you want.
Okay. Shep. I'm going to assist. Okay, hold on. Are the checks for piloting?
They're deck space, I believe, right?
Yeah, they're all dex based. So coordination, I am pretty good. In piloting, I have at least 4 greens. So
Yep, piloting
I'll-
is the one.
okay, I'll scooch in Shepard's lap and be like, "I got this. You can go and help Krav or repair the ship, possibly."
That would be greatly appreciated, as the ship needs repairs.
Splendid. Okay, I got this.
Right. Sin takes Shepard's leave and gets into the chair. Yara, 'tis your turn.
Yara's got to pop a Z-tab. Is Z-tab 5 or 5 strains? How much
It's
you get?
5.
Okay. So, quick draw Z-tab, so I don't pass out in the middle of combat. I can do math. That would be 7, right? 12 minus 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so that was my maneuver. But I have to do a maneuver to set up a computer hack, or am I have to maneuver to get into the shriek to start doing stuff. Okay.
You're
Oh, you
in
have
the
to maneuver to
Shrike.
get
Okay. You need to do a maneuver to
How do-
accelerate if you want to move.
I don't necessarily want to move because nobody notices me on the ground. I just want to be able to use the system to hack the thing that's attacking the Tengu, so that its defenses and possibly weapons go down.
Okay. Its defenses are completely down, but you could take out its weapons. Which its weapons are actually technically down now as well. Because of Krav.
Oh, is there anything else that's flying around? It's just the one vehicle?
There's one attacking the mongrel. It is right near you.
Oh, I should take down that one, so I'll hack that one instead.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. The last thing I just want to say is Z-tabs are only 4 strain, not 5.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they are different. The dermal sealers are 5 wounds, but because strain is generally a smaller number compared to wounds and harder to raise, I assume. Z-tabs are only 4.
Do they remain at 4, or are they like the dermal sealers where they decrease?
They go
over
down,
the
I
amount of
believe.
use? Okay.
No, so dermal sealers get weaker the more you
Right.
use them within
Oh,
a
these
24
do
hour
more
period.
harm?
Z-tabs kill you if you use them more within a 24-hour period. They do
Ah.
wounds to you if you keep popping them.
Okay.
Pop them pills!
I've literally just never used them. Alright.
More pills!
Also, I forgot to do a thing at the end of Zolnrock's turn. We need to do the guided missile.
Oh, for gore. Yeah.
We forgot.
Oh, that could solve things right now.
It probably won't kill him, but we'll see. So it rolls 5 green dice. It needs to... Wait, is that how it works? Okay, it's an average combat check, so it's 2. It rolls 5 green dice because it has guided 5. We don't have any advantages or anything. It doesn't have any defenses. I think we just do that. Wow. Well, I guess it's still following the Harbinger because we'll spend 3 advantages.
Alrighty.
This is the longest a missile has lived in our campaign, I think.
The missile knows where it is, and where it isn't is at the ship.
Hey, it's very cinematic.
Oh man, what if he uses it to like... I mean, he's probably going to try and crash into you guys. That could put the missile on the wrong course, too. That would be cool.
Oh, god damn it.
Anyway, continue with your turn, Yara.
Yeah, so I want to hack the one that's closer to me.
Right.
Let me see. It's in vehicle maneuvers or something. Vehicle
Yep.
combat.
Hack enemy
Not too
systems.
hard, I think.
Computers 3.
Yep. The difficulty 3, right? They got no special stuff.
They do not.
Yep. So I blast on. I basically turn on the settings immediately. I'm just like, fly? No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Oh,
They
shit.
are knocked out for a while.
I
Their
didn't get the thing
defenses-
I wanted though.
Their defenses are down for 1 round per success.
They got no defense.
Yep. And the threats don't really do anything except for me using them. So
Stressful dog.
yeah, we'll say that they already have a boost. Let's give you a setback. Or let's give the Shrike a setback. Just in general. Alright.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? I think you maneuvered and actioned.
Yeah, I don't want to spend another one because my strain's kind of high. So I'm done.
Alright, it's the top of the round. Let me mark that this guy's defenses are compromised.
They're gonna be out, I think, for the remainder of the encounter. I don't think we're gonna
Yeah, I
last 6
didn't even
turns.
put a number. I'm just assuming they're gone forever. Okay, let's have the
Turn
guy that
shields
just
off?
got hacked.
Yes.
Um,
Uninstall
Seven.
shields? Yes.
uninstall shields. Send to trash. Yes. All right, let's have this guy move forward.
Shield 32.
A little kiss.
Yeah, delete shield 32.
And let's have him shoot.
Sorry, couldn't get a triumph for the weapons.
That's alright. We have the advantage.
You do. So I need to upgrade their difficulty twice. They get a boost. Let's have them shoot. Yes, just defensive beam. I wasn't expecting that to hit. Oh. You know, the reason that it hit is because it's filled with a bunch of things that I'm not supposed to have.
How'd those greens get in there?
Alright.
Your
That's
lasers
more like
shoot
it.
Missiles.
Alright, that's more like it. They zoom past and nothing happens. We'll just keep them up with a... Actually, we'll transfer their boost and put it onto the Mongrel. Mongrel now has a setback.
Okie doke.
Yeah, they're like harassing you, I guess. And then we can
Harassment.
increase speed just a little bit. Next NPC, let's get this Harbinger going. They are surrounded on all sides, kind of. But they move. They're here. They move 3 range bands actually, so they're gonna move quite far. Reposition them for their maneuver. Man, what do I do? I guess they're gonna try and ram into the Tengu. They're gonna try and
Alright,
get
it's
the,
nice knowing you guys.
they're gonna try and get the most
Shit.
glorious way out of here.
Yeah, like we disabled all the weapons. Wait a minute.
Disabled everything. We have one more. We have one more weapon, and it just might work. All right. They're quite far away. No, it's not based on distance. It's based on silhouette. Okay, let's do a piloting check. Okay, cool. Let's try and actually do that with dice. Oh, okay. Well, they missed again.
Ooh. Wow.
This guy has only damaged himself by trying to ram into you guys. What do we do with the advantages? There's so many.
Can they recover anything? Like,
I'm gonna say that the Tengu's defenses have been compromised. They crashed into your shield and scraped off of it, but it was too much force for the shield, and now the shield has failed for this round.
So defense has gone down?
Yep, no def. And then they are going to take a critical hit again. For the offense.
This is more beat up than a country truck.
I feel like they revved their engine and it just exploded again.
It's the tweet. It's the check this out. I rev my engine and become engulfed in black smoke. When the smoke clears, I'm lying dead on the sidewalk.
Well, their hull is still compromised. They now have 4 critical hits.
They literally are just in a broken down spaceship in the air.
All right.
Still flying.
Hey, it's still going. Critical hits don't do damage; they just disable systems. All right. PC turns forever.
Is their blinker on?
Nope, they didn't even use a blinker because
Alright.
they're
Well-
evil.
I have the advantage on this thing.
Yeah.
So
Blasted.
can can Cole get me closer before I fire, or
We can have Cole, maybe
since they're all
decelerate
gung-ho about getting there?
and then like reposition, so that at the start of your turn you only move like this far.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, he's basically like doing like a 180 to try and make sure that you can actually target them.
All right,
We'll say that you're in long range.
all right. So it's just make that long missiles gunnery check on him, I guess,
Alrighty.
with the advantage or whatever from last turn if it's still relevant.
You still have it, yeah. I'll set the upgrades. They have no defenses. Let me do that. Okay, that's a
Yay.
hit. So that is 5 damage. No defenses. They are at 13. They are starting to get quite up there. And, okay, so you can either activate... Oh no, the guided property doesn't matter because you hit. You
Right.
can activate linked, I think. What does linked do? I forget how that works.
Linked and slow
It's
fire.
2.
Slow fire doesn't matter.
An additional hit on the same target up to X times. Each hit deals basically normal damage. Okay, so you do another 5 damage with the advantages.
Oh yeah, do that.
They have 2 hit points left.
All right, that's me.
Alright.
Somebody finish the damn thing.
We're trying, goddammit. We're trying so fucking hard.
This thing is resilient.
At this point, we we don't want to destroy it. We just want to steal it because it's apparently the best damn aircraft ever made.
It keeps slamming itself into things, and it's still cooking. Well, we could have Sin fly the ship, turn the Tengu around.
Sounds good. Okie doke.
Right, it
Not
zooms
usually
off.
the one piloting, so
We can just kind of get you back to where you started, and basically turn you around, because you move the ship at the start of the turn, and it just goes
Okay.
off in the direction. So you can turn it around and then reposition it basically.
I love that plan. How do I do that? What do I roll?
Nothing. I just turned the ship around for you.
Yay!
Now you just have to adjust for speed, depending on how much you want to adjust, if at all.
Okay.
And then
I would like to match speed.
Your speed is
because
matched.
that makes it easier. Is there like, there was this very handy sheet, and I need to find it, that said all of the things that I could do.
Should be under
Just,
rules reference, and then all rules, and then vehicle actions, and I can show it to you.
Oh, yay, thank you.
For gain the advantage, it's difficulty 1 because you're matched speeds.
Okay.
I can show you the rules.
Okay, yep, gain the advantage. That sounds good.
All right. You just have a setback die just because of incidental stuff. I'll remove it from the icon.
Yeah, I have it on my sheet. So, what's the difficulty? So the difficulty is 1 purple.
Yep.
And it's a piloting check.
Yep. And so it's difficulty 1 with 1 setback. Wow. All right then.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Let me show you how it's done, Shepard. Blank. Sin just tried to show you how to take the advantage
I
with
tried to help,
4 dice.
and I
and
didn't
You
do
technically
it.
got an advantage.
you
I'm
got
gonna heal
an advantage.
strain.
You heal strain. We're lined up with them. That's good. That's good.
I meant to do that.
It
Because
takes
you're just
solace
like-
in
Imagine
that.
Shepard walking away and just like, as a reminder, Nolly has left us many notes. Please use them for any sort of piloting technique.
Thank you for the reminder. I'm usually the one firing. Okay, yes, I can do this.
All right.
Looking at the notes, this one says septum piercing question. This one says buy more mac
Yes.
and cheese.
And then
They
the
can
other
be a
one
bit
just says
obscure.
mac and cheese, mac and cheese.
I thought that was code.
Mac and cheese is code for a barrel roll. It's like the rotini.
Oh my god.
There's 2 buttons on the console. One is labeled mac and one is labeled cheese.
Oh my god.
Love it.
I love it. It's just
Alright.
like thieves can't, but for Nolly specifically, and most of it's food.
Sin is done.
Okay, so just 1 difficulty shot for me, right?
Against this guy, it is now a difficulty 3. It's your long range.
Okay. Let's go for it.
That's a hit. And that should
For
kill them.
damage.
Because they have no
Yay.
defenses left. As they line up with you, and Sin lines up with them, they start a full frontal assault, and that is just what you needed. You line up your extended focus beam turret 1, and they're blasted out of the sky. Shrapnel clatters over the Tengu as you burst through their wreckage. Hooray! Alright, Krav, any maneuvers?
Not for me.
Alright. Next PC turn.
I guess Yara's gonna try and actually attack the other Yin Harbinger.
You're just
gotta
gonna do
move.
so from the dock?
But they're like, well, I'm in the ship, its defense is down. How does this thing work?
Yeah, you can just
This is the scene from episode 1. Anakin in the goddamn starship.
how dare you? At least it's not the episode from Andor.
Oh, no,
Season
no,
2.
I'm more incompetent than that.
Oh, more? Oh no!
I don't think you saw the episode.
Let's see how we get these things started. Alright,
Oh, that's fair.
you accelerate to 1, and then you come out of the space dock. You're now in
Yep,
short
that's-
range still.
So I can shoot it?
Yeah, you can shoot it.
That's okay, switching off computers. Should I pull up the little gunnery joystick? Okay, I think this is the right button. Let me check the manual.
It's difficulty 1 with 0 setbacks.
Do I roll from the ship or do I roll from my sheet or how do I do this?
So if your name is in the gunnery spot in the sheet, then you can roll from there. Right now it's Aldenrock's name. Otherwise, you can just make your own gunnery check, and like put in your difficulty yourself?
Just put your name because it has all the weapon profile in it. It'll be easier.
Yeah, maybe it'll work.
Maybe it'll. Argent Flight Shriek, Argent Flight. Goldenrod. Let's
Just
try
make sure
it.
you copy it from your character sheet. That way, you know it's good.
Yeah, because it goes based on what it's listed on for your
Yeah.
thing. Ooh, I might actually know what might be wrong with
Why
Raz not
something wasn't
working. Because I think there's a second place on your sheet where you can have your name.
All right, gunnery. It's just going to be the light beam cannons, I guess. I think that's right.
Yeah, but there's no difficulty on it.
Yeah, you need
That
to
would
put
be-
it.
Okay. Set up the difficulty. What's the difficulty?
It's
No, I call it
one.
Shriek Shriek. Where is the difficulty for the Shriek?
You expand it by clicking on Dice and Destiny.
Oh, okay.
Under the
Got
top.
it.
Yeah.
You said it was. They have no defenses though, right?
Yes,
Yep.
but the Shrike has its own setback. Too
Oh,
much
so it's three?
resources have been allocated to the computer.
Okay. And let me try that again.
Yep, so it's difficulty 1, not 3.
Can I keep it?
No.
We just. Oh god damn.
Here, I have set the difficulty. It is 1 black die and 1 purple die.
Okay.
Roll it.
All right, still hit.
That's still good.
Yeah, still hit. I've just cleared out the difficulty pool. Alright, that hits, that deals... Okay, this guy has armor. 2 armor.
Breach one.
It says breach 1. So that's... 3 damage. This is at the same health that the other one was at before it died.
Guys, I'm shooting a ship. I think I'm helping.
And you have an advantage. How do you want to spend that?
I want to heal my strain. The doggy's stressed out.
Okay. Calm down, doggy. Right. Next PC turn.
Who's left?
I guess Thraz and Nolly.
Thraz and Ollie, yeah.
And Shepard.
Shepard
yeah,
as well.
looks like they didn't, didn't fly or anything.
You could
Wait,
try
I
and
can do mine. I can go and try and do some repairs.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, might as well.
I'm gonna do some hull repairs. At worst, we just get 1 because of my ability for being a fucked up mechanic. I try to fix something and might not quite work, but I'll fix something else accidentally.
All right.
Use the story point.
Where does that live? I keep seeing manual repairs, but where is the other one? Damage control. That's what it's
Yes.
called. So that's the mechanics one. Do you want to use mechanics or athletics? Athletics is harder.
I mean, I have more in athletic, so it might even out in the end. So I'm gonna go with mechanics specifically, so I can use that talent.
Okay. So it's a mechanics check. You are more than half,
Mechanics.
so it's difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. Mechanics.
2 purples.
2 porps. I'll use a story point. In situations like these, I have learned to create almost like these little like repair kits and leave them around the entire station. So there's actually like emergency like things like narcane and welding kits that are just scattered amongst the ship in like little areas.
Awesome. You grab one of your emergency kits as part of the story.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the point.
Now see, I've hit the story point thing, so it should automatically do the upgrade, right?
No, it does not.
Nope.
Oh.
It never does.
You need to apply what the story point does.
Yeah. You need to
Oh.
go to the thing that you... Well, I posted it in the chat, but you said you already know where it is.
No. I know where it is, but I think that's flawed and it's wrong and it should be repaired. Why
Uh,
hit a button and that doesn't do anything else
Well, it's
besides move
to
number
make
over?
sure that the point count is done.
Yeah.
Because you
And
can
also
spend
because you
points
can
to-
spend story points for things other than upgrades.
True. That's fair.
Alright, so that is at least 1.
1 success.
1
And then
full
at
trauma
least
per
1 whole
success.
trauma.
So is it +1 or does it just make it a minimum
It's plus
1?
1.
Okay, so that's 26 now. You heal a little bit. Hooray.
Cool.
But you take 1 strain.
Great. Do I still have a maneuver? Can I, like, maybe do a little off-gassing? A little second wind?
Sure.
The second wind's an incidental.
Yeah. I mean, you took the maneuver to get out of your chair, so incidental second wind. Totally fine.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Evandal is going to move off in that other direction, but then he's going to accelerate again and come back the other way. And then just shoot really far. Let's see if this actually works. It has no defenses. Very far away, but he has some seeker missiles. Okay, that's a hit. Fantastic. They shoot off. They do 5 damage minus 2, so 3 damage, which is enough to kill the Harbinger. The Harbinger explodes. Combat ends.
Yay!
How can we do a fortune roll in this game? Let's see whether the Coercer was a success or not. Or at least how much so. Since you guys succeeded, I'm going to say that on a 1 or 2, the Helix has proved successful. Okay, the Coercer won. Alright. Hail the Letnev. They get out of their sloppy destroyer makeout session, and they fly on to clean up any other Yin fighter pilots that are hanging around.
We should leave the space buckies.
We should probably leave the space buckies.
There's just a fighter-sized hole in the side of it. All the alarms
Question.
are going off.
Just distant alarms.
What the fuck are we doing about the mech? Zaldon, are you gonna eject, or are you gonna try to steal it from these people?
He probably will have to land and I'll have to pick him up.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no time limit anymore. But Cole kind of shouts, "Yeehaw! We haven't gotten that thing moving for quite a while. But, you know, at least we got to get it moving. Sorry for the... It's normally a bit easier when you're connected to your Roka, you know?"
No.
Okay, well, let me just calm down. I'm gonna try and take us in. Real soft. No, don't just let go. Just let go of it.
But it's better. We
No,
can do
just
a cool
just
landing.
let go.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'll do it by myself.
It's easier when we do it together. All right. I don't get that. I'm doing this myself.
This continues for some time until the Eidolon lands back on the ship.
It's like going down, hit the ground, back up, hit the ground, back up.
Yara's just like already sitting in the parking lot, just like, you there? Rock?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm in the Yellow Shriek. Just, where we parked it.
Perfect. I'm getting in. Okay.
How did things
Okay.
fare out there, Cole? It was fine. We'll talk about it later. Just thank you for your help, Zaldenrock. Just,
Yes, you've got
best
it.
of luck for anybody that tries to work with you ever again.
Well,
Goodbye. We'll be back
best
to the
of luck
burgers.
to anybody that has to work for me.
Those were some of the best burgers. I'm sorry, I didn't get to eat them all.
They start
They were so
slamming
many
off
rappers
in
in
their
the mech.
mech now that Varish has healed himself a little bit with some dermal sealers. They
All right,
go
now
back
get
to
me
the
in this
Buckies.
pilot box in my Shrike.
Excuse
What have
me
you
as I
done to
unplug
my
all
Shrike?
peripherals.
You get into the Shrike. Why does it smell like wet dog in here?
There's also
There's a
like
bunch of,
a
like-
It
computer.
was just because Yara was sweating.
There's just a bunch of cables to like my Savant and like all the other computer gear, and it's like, oh, sorry, I just gotta unplug the cell phone
yeah,
charger.
can you
This
just-
thing. Wait.
can she-
Can we leave the aux cable in? I was listening to some space metal.
No, pass the aux.
Yeah,
Aha.
Nice.
Understood that reference.
All right.
2 of us did.
Anyway, you fly off and meet back up on the Tengu. Evandal hails the Tengu once again and says, "Oh, well, that was a little exciting. Croft, don't forget to check out that system next door and transmit the coordinate or the findings to me as soon as you can. All right? I'll make sure that this coercer doesn't coerce anything out of the Tengu."
All right, fine. I'm just gonna hang up on the transmission.
Seems kind of butthurt. Oh well. Oh, I gotta close comms. All right, he's gone too. Blackhound reunites with the coercer, and they don't bother you. True to his word. Don't know if they would have, but they don't. All right, it's flying time. Also, is there music playing?
No.
Okay.
Or it's very low.
It does seem very low. Let me try and
Mumblecore.
mumblecore. Perfect. Okay, now there's should be music playing. I think that was just a really soft song that was on, but it was freaking me out. All right, you guys fly off to the next system. The system he was talking about is basically an empty system. There wasn't anything in that hex, so I'm not going to go to the overworld map. There's just an empty hex that had some like a Letnev fleet in it, small Letnev contingent. So you guys fly off in the Tengu. Why don't we
Do we get to do a post-encounter recovery?
Yeah, absolutely. The encounter is absolutely over.
Yeah, we need to do some repairs badly.
Do.
Yeah.
We were trying to do them here, and then that didn't
Oh,
happen.
that's mid-combat. That's way different than...
Oh, no.
actually-
Oh no, like
On the station.
The
point
gas
was-
station was intention. Like the whole point was like get it fixed, and then we're like,
Alright.
oh no, your brother. Oh no, things that hate us. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's
You guys
cool
don't
check-
know that that was my brother, right?
No.
No.
No,
The
it wasn't
only
Letnev.
one that even saw or could make some sort of weird connection was Nolly because she
Saw the
saw
armor.
Yes.
the armor
Nolly's-
uniform.
All Nolly knows is she saw a other Letnev walking around in the station with your armor in his bag.
Also, does
Mhm.
Nolly have her septum piercing now?
She
Yes.
does, yes.
Okay.
That was successful.
Oh man, I can't wait for the sneezing and the itching.
That's right, yeah.
The next time
Stop
we get to a
touching
freaking
it, it will
frozen
get infected.
planet.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Why is my nose so cold? You have put a piece of metal through.
I just realized I should probably talk with Krav also real quick, since we were trying to investigate the thing with the person, but the person died because Nolly murdered them. So that seems like a moot point now.
Ah,
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
a
just
shame.
gonna quickly talk with Krav about this. Krav, by the way, you remember our little prisoner that Nolly had a bit of a freak out with, suspecting there's something connected there? There was
Yeah.
a little outgoing message. Well, that person's kind of a puddle of paste. Nolly kind of did protect us, but there's no. I didn't take no body left because the body was. Nolly kind of smashed the face in.
okay.
Suffice to say, I can't really do more research on that at the moment. It did seem like that there's going to be more going on, possibly. I don't know if we want to talk to Nolly about it, because as it seemed like what they told me before is there's kind of almost two sides. I don't think either side necessarily needs to know about this, so it might be more trouble than it's worth for the
No,
moment.
we need to know what's going on, and we need to clear the air. There's too much mystery involving this child, and we can't afford unforeseen fact. We're already dealing with. You already investigated the implant and spread the knowledge around, and we can't afford any kind of. At the very least, even if no one's a traitor, we can't afford any kind of hiccups or mental instabilities. We need to get to the bottom of this thing, and we need to address it now.
All right.
But first, I want we need to get the repairs done. Like, because I know that whether doing analysis and talk, I feel like doing repairs is probably more paramount for the entire crew to be occupied.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of repairs, I think Fraz wants to get some healing from probably Shepard, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's almost dead.
I did
am
almost
on a
die.
Ship. We can fly the ship back down to pick everybody up, so that way we can meet back up.
You
I
guys are
assume
in the
that's
ship.
what-
You guys are en route.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would also like to maybe collect that dead paste body, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah, we can say that you did that.
We can
Okay,
collect the
good.
paste.
We now have a
Yeah.
wooden corpse,
Okay, so
and
we
we
do
now
have,
have a
we do
Letna
have the
corpse.
body inside now.
Yeah, I can say that Thraz
I'm claiming
probably
corpses.
Yeah, technically speaking, Sin was investigating the which one was it? The one that the
the
Krog accidentally
encrypted
shot.
communicator.
Yeah. And I was investigating the one the one that got turned to paste. There's a lot of encrypted communication.
Well, there's one encrypted communicator. There's one shipping manifest.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna say that Thraz saw what happened with Nolly because he was pretty close by to that, like while he was getting onto the ship, probably. And he's probably gonna express the concern with Shepard as Shepard says, "Oh, I have a solution," and goes out and grabs the corpse and brings it on board. I guess.
Sure, I have a solution. It might not be for anything you guys want.
What was your solution? Oh, not for your thing.
Exactly.
You can solve
How
your
is-
own problems.
How is this
Listen,
going to help me? Oh, I did not expect this to assist you.
can I at least get some healing?
Of course, please find yourself on the most available seat within the medbay.
Of course.
The table is taken by the corpse, please. Do not touch it.
I'm
Why would I want to touch a corpse?
gonna say that as he's like getting up on the table, maybe Zoldenrock comes by or something, and he kind of like, while Shepard's like working on Thraz, he like points to Zoldenrock and says, "Hey, you left me to die back there. What the hell was that about?"
There were more pressing matters at hand. I thought you could handle yourself for 5 minutes.
There was a swarm of Yin brothers training in on my situation. I was dying on the ground, and you ran
thought-
off.
You weren't dying on the ground when I left you.
Well, I watched you run away.
Yes, to the exploding mecha fortress that was gonna kill everyone.
Uh-huh, and you solved that, yes?
I did. I think.
With a little help.
Well, yeah, Sin did it.
Shepard would like to interject and mention like his survivability and the fact that he's alive now is because like the rest of the team was able to stave off the attack. Otherwise, the entire station would be dead and no one would be alive besides Sin and Shepard.
Okay, that sounds
Because
cool.
we can survive in space. So it's not like a charm. It's more of like, well, you see, you'd all be dead.
That's kind of
Shepard,
almost a negotiation.
Shepard informs...
Yes. if
Well, I
wasn't
wouldn't...
there to-
I wouldn't call it a check.
Nah.
I don't think we need to do a check for this.
Yeah. Shepard's being sassy that organics
That's
are
fair.
Yeah.
squishy.
Thraz is upset, meaningful or no, that Zoldenrock left him to die. And I guess Shepard is impressing on Zoldenrock that he should have been with his friends because his allies were able to solve the problem.
No, it's just
No.
It's more of like telling Thraz that his survivability also meant that everyone else needed to survive to keep him going. Like everybody would be dead if people weren't making decisions.
If
to
it
try and
wasn't
fight
for
things
me,
off.
everyone would have died.
Yeah, if the station did go boom, that would have been bad for everybody.
Zoldenrock can take it like he's getting the biggest fucking compliment in the world, but I mean in general we were all fighting together as a community to like try and get these guys away.
If anything, this is one of those Zoldenrock learned nothing moments.
That's
Zoldenrock learned nothing. Shepard
Okay.
is calling Thraz a big baby and that his life is insignificant.
so you're
he should be happy
basically
he's alive.
dismissing Thraz's freak out that
Yes.
he doesn't have a community to rely on.
No, that he has a community to rely on specifically because he's alive right now. But more long term, he still would have been dead.
Well, you
If we
didn't
didn't do
communicate that to us. You just ran off.
There wasn't time for communications. There was only actions that need to be taken.
Well, I would have run off and hid if I knew you were just going to run
I
off and
thought
be a
that's
hero.
what you were going to do in the first place.
All right. I don't have time for him. Bandage me.
You've got a triumph, 2 successes, and 6 advantages.
Does he have a critical injury?
You might. Let me check.
That is a separate thing too. If I have to heal that.
What was the
Triumphs can remove critical injuries.
Oh,
What
he
was
did
the
have one.
difficulty for the roll?
Oh fuck!
There was no difficulty.
Shit. You
The
might have to reroll
difficulty
that.
That's why I
should
asked.
be.
It's over half. I think it's at least a 3.
It's 2.
It might be a 2.
So I'll
Sorry,
just...
Shepard. You got to try again.
Well, no, I'll just
Could-
roll 2.
I just rolled
purple.
the perps.
Yeah, just roll 2 purple dice.
Zoldenrock, would you want to help with just helping him out to give a boost die?
I don't want his help.
Give an emotional boost die?
1 triumph and 5 advantages.
So you can cure the critical injury.
But I heal nothing else.
I don't think
I have
so.
a dermal sealer I will give to him.
Oh, I do
That'll
heal
work.
strain per success, actually.
True.
And I heal this.
And I'll use a dermal sealer. I
Okay.
believe he already had 1 because he was down, so now this one's only going to be 4.
Yeah.
The same session, technically.
And then he heals 1 for just being out for a day. And he does heal all of his strain. Alright.
His critical injury is gone.
His critical injury is gone. I've tracked that. So. Well, I know you did the best that you could. Anyway, I should get back.
Shepard apologizes for his bedside manner, but also mentions that he is alive still.
Oh no, your bedside manner is great. It's just that my leg's still broken, but
No, your leg isn't broken. It is got a cast and everything. Critical injury is fine.
I would mention that your healing would probably take about 6 to 8 weeks. That is a very short time for many organics. You will be fine.
What?
He said his leg was broken.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks is.
Yeah,
well, I
that's-
guess to
that's-
Shepard, 6 to 8 weeks is nothing.
Oh yeah, baby, I'm gonna start
That's like a
pushing that
blink.
bitch.
Where us, it's like that's a substantial amount of time to be
Uh-huh.
struggling.
Also during this time, Shepard will take care of Thraz. He will take care of Thraz.
what do you
That's all I
mean?
can say.
He'll take
He'll take care of him.
or-
Yeah, he'll take care of him. He's
Just,
gonna manage his pain and watch him and maybe give him a few infusions of weird shit. Who knows?
No, it's gonna be like this. It's like, hey, why is more of his legs broken?
No, it's actually he has a third leg now and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? And why is it
It's
also
still
broken?
Why is
He
He
a
now
metal
has
leg
2
now?
functioning legs.
So,
Oh.
I'm an NPC. I'll allow you to do that for a story point,
Yeah, that's
but I feel like it would probably require a roll if you're doing it to another player.
I'm happy to do a roll. Not now, because I just did the medicine thing. I was just making note, like, Shepard will take care of him, and if you want to pull it out, then I'll do little rolls here and there.
Okay. I'll still have you spend a story point.
Okay. Hit the button.
Okay. Alright, let's see. We'll say that Yara, you are in the mess with Sin at one point. And
Yeah, I'm
Sin,
just trying to get a little bit of the time frame. He's getting repaired there. I was divulging information to Krav. I guess this is before we start repairing the ship.
probably.
Yeah, because I probably would want to call over Sin before we engage with Nali. Because I'm probably gonna let. I probably have Krav there too, to be honest. Because we need. They seem close. We probably need to figure out how we want to approach this.
Okay.
I don't
Who's,
think Sin has tried to hack the pad yet, so he's probably doing some research and trying to prepare some code.
So I'll call on the
That-
comms to Sin. Hey, Sin, me and Krav would like to have a meeting with you about Nali.
Actually,
Certainly.
the okay, knowledge should be brought up too. I think.
Okay. Well, I would say call Nali after we have a quick talk with Sin first. Is kind of
And
like
And Zoldenrock. Wait, what's Zoldenrock doing right now? What's everyone doing right now?
They were in the med bay with
Yeah, I assume I
picturing
had
Thras.
left because Thraz was
I guess
didn't
like
want
the
me
Thras
to
is,
be there
Thras
with
is
him. So.
incapacitated. Was the Shepherd is actually doing like medical like stuff.
Yeah.
Thras or the. So I'm not gonna call on them. I'm talking about like all the free people that are like not actively doing anything right now.
Yeah,
Probably
so
me
that's-
then.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's do.
I'm doing non-essential personnel. Gather to the bridge.
Okay.
So it should be everyone except for Shepherd and Thras.
I
Okay.
guess I'm leaving the med bay, and then I hear that. I'm like, well, might as well see what this is.
Sure.
Do you require any sort of medical assistance before you leave?
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I've got no
Shepard,
wounds. So I'm
Shepard just
good.
turns away from you because he's like, all right.
Captain Yara, what is going on?
So I had a first-hand account of something that had happened. Is Nolly there yet, or I'm trying to kind of do this
No.
quickly before they get there?
I
All
will
right.
say explicitly, Nolly is not there.
Okay.
Oh, they
Um,
ignored the call.
Okay. So we're probably going to talk for a minute before they go, as Yara's trying to quickly divulge the information. That person that seemed to ruffle Nolly's feathers, she kind of did a good job at beating them to death in front of me and Thraz. Effective way to get rid of them, but there was something more to that. It seemed like they had some sort of exchange, maybe. Needless to
Michael,
say,
Ross
the
Control?
possibly. Wait,
Um,
did you say what you name? What
uh,
name did you say?
Was it Yara or Rasa?
Is Rasa the other entity that Nolly seems to have?
Damn it, I'm
Yes.
sick.
Yes, it's Rasa and it's Nali. Which one was it?
I'm going to guess it was Rasa. I think that was the entity that told me not to let the Nolly know about it, and that's kind of my concern. Which is why we should probably talk to Rasa, but again, Rasa did not sound happy if we let Nolly know.
Rasa does not want Nali to know about her. I think we should communicate with Rasa, but it seems to put some strain on Nali when that happens.
We can't. So I'm gonna pipe out at this point if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna look. You guys all seen the data regarding the sabotage upon the Winu's brain. I already.
There was sabotage?
I thought.
I don't think anybody knows that there was
I
sabotage.
think
It was
I was
specifically
quick-
kept secret.
Yeah, but remember right before everybody split, I quickly had mentioned it before we
Oh.
started splitting.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
told him to divulge while we go away.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
anybody
okay.
saw it, but yes, it was
I basically
told.
mentioned. Yeah, I
Okay.
basically just quickly mentioned that there was a device implanted that it caused the thing. We'll just say that.
Okay,
It was
thank
like a
you.
quick
I wanted to
summation.
make sure that was something that
Yeah.
if it was a surprise, it was not a surprise. Oh,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the only one
yes.
that wouldn't know would be Zoldenrock, and then the Shepherd, because us three left immediately to evade my brother.
That would be about right. Yeah.
Yeah, but the
But
rest
I'll-
of you guys should know.
Okay.
Yeah.
The basics.
Yes. What about it?
So there's too many unknown factors and too many compromises. We can't have our crewmate. Frankly, I don't give a I don't give a damn what kind of secret this is. We can't have compromised crewmates, especially one that's flying the ship, and we can't have any insubordination or any kind of rogue agents running about. We don't need rogue guns shooting first before situation is assessed. I'm gonna point toward Southern Rock, and we don't need prisoners being killed before we can be properly communicated. So we need a proper course of action and proper disciplining way of handling things. And right now, even just now, when we called for everyone, the person in question, Nali, the child, is missing. Where is the child?
I would just kind of look around like.
Computer, locate Nolly.
I do not know where she is.
I
Are you the computer?
No, she's
Sin-
Courtney Weaver from the Galaxy Quest. She just repeats what the computer says.
Sin will say to Croft, "It's like, would you like me to find her?" and
Yes.
bring her here?
She's potentially dangerous and the most compromised of the crew.
At minimum, it seemed like there's more to this.
I'm more
I'm going to-
likely to find her and not be observed and caught and be able to evaluate whether or not she is compromised.
Of course, as you know, we're trying to research the message that the encrypted message that got sent out. It seems like there's more to this, and she might, for all we know, she could be targeted. That's something we should also be deserved to know as well.
Yes. Okay. I'll see if I can discover her. Sin is going to slip into a vent and try and go invisible and try and track down Nolly.
Yeah, this is good.
I got to
if
remain on the
you'll-
bridge just so the core system did not get compromised, so I'll be at the bridge.
Mhm.
I'm gonna plug into the security system to make sure nothing weird's happening.
Don't forget the
No,
ship
that
needs
sounds good.
repairs.
It does.
Do I
Yep.
have?
There's not really enough
Do I-
time to make intense repairs, but you could
Yeah.
always do like a little bit of repairs.
The thing is, okay, the reason why I wanted to put this meeting first is because we don't trust everyone. I don't want anyone doing repairs yet. Like, we need to know
Right, you don't want people sabotaging the ship.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I
Trying
called
to-
the meeting first.
Air out things, yeah. So I'm
Pretty
running ship
illogical.
diagnostics and security diagnostics.
Shepard's not there. Whatever. I'm just listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're cool with me talking for a bit, we can
Yeah.
say Nolly gets found.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is Nolly?
So you're in the vents outside of Nolly's room, and she is like in her quarters, sitting on the bed, just sort of staring at her hands and knuckles that still have some crusted, dried blood on them. And she's kind of talking to herself in a very stern, flat, monotone voice. That did not go as planned. There was not field protocol. Engage at distance. I had the advantage. Cover all exits, keep a view, disable her, and then capture her for interrogation. Identify all information that was funneled back to the collective. So why was there an engagement? There was not calculation, there was hate and fear. And she's standing up and pacing around back and forth. That is not operational protocol. That was cut out. That was tucked away in the mask personality. All part of that show to convince people that this is a person. Why was there anger? Why was there hate? And she's sort of shouting as she's pacing back and forth in the room.
Sin is going to whisper to Krav, Yara, and Zaldenrock. It's like, she's distressed. I believe it's Rasa. I'm going to socially engage and try and bring her to the bridge. I will let you know if I experience any conflict.
I'm gonna calm Zaldenrock as like go as potential security detail.
You're already on the way.
Sin knocks on the vent on like the top wall of Nolly's room and then sticks his head out. It's like, hello? Rasa, are you alright?
She stares at Sin and narrows her eyes. It is likely that if you have overheard this and assessing the reactions of the rest of the crew, that potential relationships have been compromised.
I would frame it as concern. How can I help?
Well, these relationships must be recultivated in order for mutual interdependence to be assured once again. Typically, with most civilized species, this involves some confession of truth, no?
That sounds right, but it's just you and me right now. How can I help?
There's nothing
And
you...
he sort of
go
like, he like sort of creeps out and comes down from the vent and opens up his chest cavity and holds out his like red scarf to Rasa, and he's like, this helps me feel centered when I'm distressed and brings me calm. Many species, I think this is particularly prevalent amongst humans, have comfort objects or something that helps ground them in times of emotional distress. Would this help you?
Rasa takes hold of it momentarily and looks down at it and then hands it back to you. This one has no use of your trinkets. Come, we must address the crew.
Tilts his head. It's like, okay, we'll find another solution then. Touch doesn't work for grounding, but there are other senses that might. So
You know what? I'll throw
guess
this out
you're-
here just as...
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'll throw this out just as a textural thing in case it gets brought up later, because I thought it'd be fun to throw in. You notice in this, for the first time almost, that Ross's eyes are not really kind of like focusing. They're sort of just almost like buzzing, like REM sleep, sort of.
interesting. Yes, you're totally allowed, but so touch doesn't work. I want you to be calm before you talk to Krav and Zoldenrock and everyone. How can we center you?
This one believes that the emotional outburst has passed because the inciting item, the Marseille agent, has been removed from this one's presence.
Okay. Good. I am glad that she's not here to upset you anymore. What was that snort?
Sorry, I've got a corpse of her, so that could change very quickly if we want to ever play with that. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, noted.
Got a puppet.
Smash cut to
Oh, God.
Thraz, like kind of like leaning over on the other bench, and there's just a mangled corpse, and he goes, "Ah!" Just cuts back to the.
Sin will offer his hand to Rasa and say, Nali sometimes finds comfort in holding hands. You are not alone, and at least in terms of repairing relationships, consider me a friend. I am Nali's friend, but I am also yours.
She narrows her eyes and looks you up and down. Very well, this seems constructive towards your rebuilding of your mutual interdependence. And puts a hand out.
Okay, excellent. Sin takes her hand and actually makes a point of stretching up and walking normally and not skittering and crawling. So it's almost like he's centering himself and trying to be an anchor for Rasa as well, and
That
brings her
too.
towards the bridge.
Okay, you rejoin the crew.
I'm gonna be
Sans,
a dick,
Shepard,
but
and
also
Prez.
use a. Can I use a story point to say that Yara had this all in security video because she had, you know how she's been puts up with the computer. She basically has a camera and everybody's like door frame, so she was able to at least hear the audio of the conversation and playing it to
Pretty
Krav
deep.
and everybody else.
Interesting. I'll have you roll. I'm gonna let you have visual. If you succeed at the roll, I'll let you also have the audio.
Okay.
Or maybe if it's like only like a single success, only parts of the audio come through or something.
We'll
I
see.
tell you, as a security guard, our cameras are shit.
Yep.
No,
this
so
Cameras
is- this
don't
is-
always have audio too, so that
Yeah.
sucks.
It's
This
just
is-
shite.
So we'll use the story point, and then what do you want me to roll? Because this goes on par with Yara, just kind of like getting a little suspicious of stuff and trying to work on making more tech that's whatever.
I think a camera is fine. I think that hiding the camera is more important in this case, so we'll call it skullduggery, and we'll call it difficulty. Oh, what's Nolly's vigilance?
Nolly's vigilance is yellow, green.
Okay, so difficulty 2 purple, 2 red. And we'll let you
That's a tough
upgrade
one.
it with the story point.
Okay.
It's hard to get something past.
Ooh, a weird one.
Okay,
I mean,
so
that's-
here's what I'm gonna say.
Triumphant despair.
Huh.
So I'm gonna say that
Why did I succeed?
I'm gonna say that you were able to install them, but Nolly knew it was there. Rasa knew it was there at least.
Can we
So
play off
Rasa
of
kno-
what an idea?
Rasa knows what we know.
Yeah.
Yes, Rasa knows that we know. Can we play off an idea that maybe the eye that Yara had was just like sort of turned into a camera? Because it is a functioning camera, technically.
What?
The cybernetic guy.
The cybernetic guy? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
mean, do we have lenses around and cameras to install, or are we just using parts that are from the ship?
Well,
I mean, this could.
Well, the
I'm
thing is,
just
like,
like a
he
mad
wants to use
scientist.
this as like a installation thing, not as a remote camera. That's like
Yeah.
it's compelling him to be installed.
This is basically Yara taking the like keep an eye on things and like just putting little tube. You know how you can literally have little wire cameras installed for espionage type shit.
Yeah.
This is her basically putting around like a door corner or something, and Nolly's like, "Well, that's there. I got to be quiet."
Yeah, and Yara might have done in game. Yara might have done this like weeks ago.
Right.
sure.
Yeah, this
Out of
was
just
This
paranoia.
is essentially a flashback.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. Knowing this, because this was a failure, I'm gonna say that that Rasa turned off the audio on your feed, and you're interpreting it as a glitch.
That's fair. They knew how to fuck with it enough to not like mess up the whole thing. So I'm just like, I can't get proper connection. I stay to
Yeah.
Krov.
Yeah,
So
we'll
you
say that's
saw
what happened. But you did see, you saw her pacing. You saw her talking to herself. You didn't hear what happened.
I probably didn't see them talking to themselves because they probably faced the other direction. is
They
my
could've.
guess.
Also
They knew the
probably
camera.
true. Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah.
you saw her
Sin
just
doesn't have
basically
a
get
mouth.
agitated.
So they maybe
Yeah.
were pacing.
Yeah, I'd probably see that.
Okay.
And knowing this that they're coming now, I'm just gonna be like going on the intercoms. Hey, Shepard, Thraz, I'm just gonna patch you into the intercoms. Get your savants out. You might want to join this call.
Okay. Yeah, I can lean on this this thing here.
Shepard, you do know that there's pillows for the living people, not just the dead people, right?
But they fit underneath the neck so much better.
Yes. Help prop Thraz up, please. He needs to be in on this call.
Don't worry, Thraz will be induced with medications quite shortly. He won't even
Yeah,
feel
I'm
any
feeling
pain.
pretty good right now.
It is now active.
The corpse is on the medical table. Thraz is laid out on the bench.
Yeah, he's just chilling out, but he's definitely full of morphine and some other things to like keep him going. He's okay.
He is sprawled out such that his hamstrung leg is like up on the chair. The other one's on the ground. One of his arms is like on the top of the bench, and then another one is like holding the comm bead.
I have
He's
discovered
splayed out like a
catnip.
teenage girl.
I was thinking cat with catnip, but that works too.
Sure, both.
Ennui.
All right.
We'll both be patching in. Thraz may not be as his brain won't be
Engaged.
there. Yeah,
I am feeling pretty good right now.
I am so
He
proud.
Oh, we don't need
reiterates.
his opinion.
All right. You guys meet up with Zonrock, who was just outside the door while Sin was talking. Security detail. You guys are led
Yara
back.
closes out the app.
Yeah, I'm like suspicious. Sus.
You guys are on the bridge.
Yeah. Nolly and Sin stride in, and maybe even Krov like opens his mouth to start saying something, or someone does, and immediately Rasa cuts in with, It would seem that intercrew trust has been compromised. Typically, this is resolved with revealing of truth and answering of questions. Well, where do you wish to begin? Ask your questions.
Who the fuck are you?
It's the wrong question. This is not a
I
person.
don't. It's the question I'm answering. I'm asking.
This is not a person.
Yeah, well, what are you?
Stop being pedantic. You know what the intent is. You're smart enough to do that.
The
Time is
program-
not on our side right now.
The program that produced this one involved through a series of complicated procedures, splitting the conscious and the conscious and the unconscious mind. This one is the collection of motor processes, sensory assessment, and animal instinct that typically powers the body and causes it to operate towards its base goals. That base goal has been replaced with a core objective. The space for the conscious self is reserved for fabricated mask personalities. Nolly is one such personality. She can be activated to appear as a person with emotions, preferences, but she does not drive decision-making. This one drives all decision-making in service of the core objective.
Please define core objective and the benefit of us being in your presence for core objectives. You know,
Piped up over the intercom.
yeah.
Yeah. This one's core objective is survival. This is an aberration for field-deployed agents. However, since the core objective is survival, this one has endeavored to make Nali likable, to surround oneself with powerful individuals, to acquire a base, to remain hidden. These are all in service of survival. Maintaining the support of the crew aids in survival.
I have to ask, Nolly, you know about Nolly. Does Nolly know about you?
Nali does not know about me. But
Can we fix that?
What would happen if we told them?
Nali is rash and impulsive. If she became aware of her own identity and the presence of this one, she would go searching and kicking up nests that would put undue attention on this crew. However, due to the actions of the other agent, it would seem that that fire has already been lit, and we can expect danger to be arriving shortly.
That was the follow-up question. That does seem to be the case. So, how do you know that person? It seemed personal, that takedown.
They are another byproduct of the program, and it should not have been personal. It seems that the mental partitioning that constructed this one is breaking down. Nali is able to wrest back control periodically. It is stressful to fight her back every moment that this one is awake. And this one is not supposed to be influenced by emotion in this one's decision making. It seems that broke down in the presence of another agent. Something strong was activated within Nali's recessed memories, something deep from before the program.
Question: Who manufactured you?
This one has been produced by a program that is overseen by the Nalu, the Drua.
So it's a government project, not a private entity.
This one does not know the details, but based on the extent of the operation, it seemed to be sanctioned at least by the Drua government. It was most certainly some sort of black ops operation, given the secrecy we agents were trained under.
Okay. Secondly, survival. Does your mission parameters of survival, does it include anything beyond vital functions, or does it include any kind of other wellness parameters fixed in?
The wellness parameters that need to be satisfied for survival are typical animalistic survival. However, because this one has access to higher reasoning, it is possible to extrapolate beyond the immediate and necessary for justifying things as in service of the core objective.
Shepard's
something
going to
is-
interject over the comm when you get a sec.
Oh, no, go for it.
They are not divulging all their information. If they were created by a government, they were created for something, not just survival.
But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I was asking, like, what's the nature of survival? Because
So what?
You must ask the proper question.
Sin looks down and he's still holding Ross's hand. It's like,
Aw.
what was the origin of the core objective of survival?
It was a bug, an aberration. There was an unexpected event that is scrambled within this one's memory, but something occurred during training that was not expected, and this one managed to self-program. That is not the typical deployment operation for agents produced by the program. Typical operation would be an agent, as example, is programmed with the core objective of assassinating a political figure. They are deployed, they activate a mask identity, and that mask identity decides it is a good idea to get into politics. They find that political identity and decide that their ideals align with them. They get close to them, and when the time is right, the agent activates and achieves the core objective. The fact that this one self-programmed is not an expected result, and it led to this one's fleeing of the program. That is how this one arrived on Sumerian.
Nomad, yeah.
So, I guess I have a question that's more personal, if you don't mind. For Rasa specifically. Do you like the fact that you have your own fabricated objective?
Liking the objective has nothing to do with it. There is only the objective that must be satisfied. It cannot be changed.
what is the time duration of the objective?
Until death.
So there's no actual failure point. It's just if it happens, it just happens.
Survive until dead.
An agent's core objective is programmed in the space where normal lizard brain desires would go. Things such as desire for food, shelter, and self-preservation are replaced with the core objective. It's a possible theory that something so deep triggered during the training that essentially survival was programmed into this one, which is essentially the basal lizard instinct.
I mean, that at least
Because an agent
reminds
that
me.
just survives is quite possibly basic and useless. There must be a higher function programmed into you.
No. This is free will. Like many of you organics, the intended life expectancy is short. Survivability is probably one of the higher desires for any sort of living organism.
But it does not need to be manually programmed in.
Not manually programmed. This one is self-programmed. There is a difference. The Titans also self-programmed after many millennia of sleep.
And there seems to be problems with the process, as this one has noted earlier. Nali's influence of the ego has polluted this one's decision-making from time to time. She should not be able to make decisions that conflict with the core objective, and yet, from time to time, she has been able to put this one directly in danger with her decisions. This one fears that, perhaps given enough time, she may take over agency and be able to choose a new objective.
Why not, and this is going to sound harsh, just make a new mask, so to speak? Is there something limiting you from that?
This could possibly be done. The reason Nali is so primitive is because this one never fully completed training. It's possible that without the full amount of training and pharmaceutical procedures that are applied at the end stages, trying to create another masked personality would lead to total mental partitioning collapse.
What about just merging the two sides? Have you thought about what happens if your consciousness becomes one again? Is that even possible?
Tuvix! Tuvix!
That
Well, better kill him now then. Duvix.
that and she sort of slows down and freezes for a second.
Hold on, this is just a logical question. It's not a question that necessarily needs to be fully thought out. Is it possible?
It would theoretically be possible, but would only be desirable if it is in service of the core objective.
As an entity of yourself, would that be something desirable?
Desire has nothing to do with it. There is only assessing what the current and forecasted parameters for survival are and determining what the correct course of action is. It is conceivable that the correct course of action could be releasing the partitioning barriers. If that situation arises, that will be the correct action to take.
Yeah, basically, Nali and Rasa are two separate entities. They exist separately. They might share a body, but it's really the Tuvix, kind of issue. If you were to separate them, you are killing like one of them.
Or merging them together creates
yes.
something new.
Correct.
Yeah, but that's
so
why I'm
we
just
might lose Nali as well as Rasa. Like, it's not one will take over. They might create something new.
It's new birth type thing, yeah, but that's why I'm clarifying the entity's idea of like, okay, Rasa, what do you actually feel? I know it's survival, but is it survival?
Is just a programmed survival, like
but
here's just survive.
Rasa is biological code.
Yeah.
Yeah. You speak of Nali as if she were something hollow, like a mask, and you are decision-making parameters. If she were just a mask, then she would not have will or influence over you. I think that means that there is a certain level of independence and complexity that was not necessarily forecasted. Perhaps, and I know you said no earlier, but maybe you should reach out and connect with her and see what she would like to do. If you're more unified in your purpose and she understood, then perhaps she would take fewer risks and you would be more mutually aligned and more collaborative.
This one will take that. Oh, no, go ahead.
At the very least, we need one of you, not both of you, interchanging. That's too much of a security and stability risk.
I enjoy both.
Well, for the time being, currently it is simply this one. This one has not been able to sense Nali further down ever since the incident with Marcille. It would seem she is holding the door shut.
Hmm. Okay, so it is you for the time being.
As this one has said, it is possible she wrests back control at a future point, but that is beyond this one's ability at this time to predict.
Well, while you're still around, let me ask you this: you said that you're a byproduct of an incomplete program. So, since you know that it was part of the program, do you know um, the source of the program? Like where it was manufactured, where to investigate the source of this.
All you
Where the
have
program
is a
needs to be
hint right now.
Yeah, what is your factory setting and your like SIN code on the back of like the computer?
Yeah, exactly. like if you had to contact your manufacturer, where do we go? Kind of deal.
She will relay what Marcille said in her dying moments, that it's somewhere, it comes from the Drua system. Because that's
Okay.
what Marcille said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also mentioned the doctor's name if you want to share that.
Yes. Zoshia.
Zoshia.
And just for flavor's sake, the other thing that Russell will mention is that he'll say, like, the shuttle that this one originally crashed onto Sumerian in potentially had a black box in it that could have been recovered, but Sumerian is far from us at this point. It may be possible to reach out to the Nomad to see if they could pull strings.
Ah, Christ.
However, if what you are meaning to imply is going to that system to affect any sort of action against the program, that would run counter to the core objective, and this one would be required to take steps to avoid that occurring.
You admitted yourself that you're an incomplete product anyway, so I think it is in your best interest to actively complete the programming regardless.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that assessment. I think we need to know the threat of it, but completing the program would mean maybe they'd be
I'm trying to
programmed
appeal to the
assassinate.
program itself. Like
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
like whatever
I
your
understand.
program is probably a bad idea, but it's like we need to know the nature of it, and it's like the
Yeah.
best way to get it along is to say like you're obviously fucking defective. Like
Oh, and something that you had asked earlier, actually, you said, like, you were asking basically what the core objective is and blah, 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 and there's got to be something deeper. I didn't get the chance to articulate it in character, but now Rasa does mention the event that happened in her one shot, where the Lizix minenet attempted to take over her. And basically, Rasa says, during the time with the Lizix minenet's incursion into this one was forced to retreat and go even deeper. When that occurred, some very deep-seated turn and burn protocols became active, and this one began taking steps to eliminate all witnesses and return to their source. This one has no control over that being activated, however, we can try to ensure that that situation never arises again.
So if you get too harshly triggered, you could start harming everyone around you?
If her
They are
mind
led by
gets super
fear.
compromised.
It is likely an intellectual property protection.
Fuck.
I
Likely
it's like
implanted
Star
by
Sector.
likely implanted by the Drua to prevent any others from seeing what has been done to this one's mind.
I would like to put out an idea here though. If you are saying you are as incomplete as you say, and if there's been all this tampering with your mental state, is it possible, even if you are a core piece of survival, you might have also developed a bit of an ego? Just a mild one? Maybe that's partially the difference in the situation?
Oh
Which is
no,
why
the
we've been,
human.
or at least
Really?
mildly something different than just your core objective. Even that's why I'm so concerned with your ideas of desire and likes. Those are ego things. Passion is an ego thing. Are you more than just a core program now.
Can Shepard or anybody that's in the room probably closer, like maybe Sin, do an insight check to make sure that Rasa is actually telling the truth and not trying to create survivability protocols for, the party?
So I was going to
Basic-
ask, I think we should resolve this conversation with some kind of roll. And I think
Yeah.
it might be a few rolls. I think Yara wants to science this and figure out exactly what's happened
Basically.
to comprehend
He's
it.
going the psychology route sort of thing.
And I think we might need to
do a physical one to some degree as well, but it's in the form of bringing mac and cheese or something close enough to it.
Okay.
Dude, are you just
sounds-
hungry?
That sounds like
No,
a
no,
charm
no, 'cause-
check.
Sure, but there was a thing of like mac and cheese, so it's more of a can we break Rasa and bring Nolly out?
Or
Oh.
even trigger some sort of combined memory sort of
Like
effect.
the sun's
Or
getting
that,
really
yeah,
low
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
is there anything is the ego is the id basically being influenced by the ego anyway type thing is kind of what we're at.
Well, what you're at.
Yeah.
I think so. Shepard wants to find a way to deactivate Rasa and re-enable Nolly. Yara is trying to comprehend the nature of the medical emergency, and Krov wants to
Kind of negotiate with
with the program.
To not kill us because
That sounds like 3 rolls we
he's
could
scared of
make.
her.
Does that
And
sound good?
I'm more concerned with how much do the actual Nalu, because I know they're part of the program programming themselves, whatever, I don't care. There was an actual manufacturer somewhere
Yes.
that made you. I care about what they care about.
Like,
Are they a threat to us
Rasa,
at this moment?
right? Because like Rasa is missing
Well-
company like product, so they might want her back, kind of situation.
Right,
Yeah.
right. To characterize it right, like you guys have now learned Rasa is missing company product, and you've now found out that someone who comes from the same program as her, but was actually a finished version. The second she saw Rasa, she went kill mode and tried to kill Rasa and attack you guys and all that stuff.
Right.
So
We have
that's
also learned
more
that
common
messing
knowledge,
with
I think.
Ross's brain might trigger her to kill us all, so I'm not gonna do that.
So let's do a few rolls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
I
mess with
think-
the dead one.
Let's try Yara's first, which is
Okay.
trying to understand and comprehend this.
Oh yeah, I'd
let's-
love if mine was like last, because it feels like a nice little. Does the mac and cheese work as like a let's bring Lolly back?
Let's call this a difficulty. At some point, I need to I feel like I need to ask Yara what your field of specialty is, so I can better define the difficulty of certain roles.
I think her knowledge, because science is kind of wide-reaching, but I think
Yeah.
because she was on a communications research special, it's got a little bit of astrophysicist. It's mainly in electronics and communication, probably theoretical physics. But then maybe some this is where they took a few liberal arts philosophy courses type shit. And they do have medical basic medical knowledge. So all of this would be stuff they kind of get from they doing a lot of computer reading and stuff. And I probably would have started reading up on things is where she probably gets some of the more immediate knowledge on certain stuff.
Okay.
So
So I think
WebMD constantly.
So I think for your what's it called? Your major, we'll basically set the default at hard, difficulty 3. It's difficult for people that haven't researched it to do so. For your minors or secondaries, let's perhaps call that difficulty 4.
Okay.
That's just me kind of trying to compartmentalize
Yeah, this
Yara's
would probably be
specialties.
a minor, I'd probably say.
Okay, so we'll call it difficulty 4. I'm gonna upgrade the difficulty because I haven't been spending any story points, so I want to give some back to you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I've upgraded it on my end.
Okay.
No, that makes
All
sense.
right. And they'll probably do applied research as a talent to use it once this session to
Okay.
use the science thing, because this again is kind of her applying the same sort of methodology to every field sort of deal.
Yeah, I mean,
as flawed as that is in some
yeah,
cases.
I was
So this
setting a
is her,
default. You can always modify that with your abilities and stuff.
So, but I'm just basically playing her thought process is just every science is the same as particle theoretical science anyway, or computer science, even though each of them have different approaches.
We're all
Yeah.
Stardust.
We're all just a program, or we're all just Stardust. It's either one or the other.
We're all just Robert De
Um,
Niro in Stardust.
Wow.
So it's difficulty 4 with an upgrade. I have good computer science. I mean, I have good intelligence science. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Shit,
It's pretty good.
that's pretty good.
It's good.
Demand insight.
All right. I demand insight.
Yeah.
I think that you do fully understand. So most of what Nolly or Rasa has said is true. That is kind of how their brain is working.
I mean, I can explain in detail after you're done. Yeah.
Yeah. You have been explaining it, but you can go in there. Maybe we'll get an idea for a triumph.
Yeah. The summary basically is like, yeah, you see that she's telling the truth. This mental partitioning is supposed to be a clean break between the subconscious and the conscious, but because of her bug with self-programming and the fact that she hasn't had an infield Drua handler doing any upkeep on her, it just the barrier keeps breaking down and breaking down. So Nolly has agency to do things against the core objectives that she shouldn't. Rasa's starting to get emotional outbursts, which she's not supposed to have. That's not supposed to interfere with her decision making. And it's clear that this has been progressing over time, and it's probably going to get worse.
So it is kind of like the id and ego of kind of like taking aspects of each other in terms of taking control and in terms of taking personal like desires and stuff. So
They're
Yeah,
connected.
Rasa's a
losing
compromised
control.
id. Yeah. Rasa's a compromised id, and Nolly is an ego that's starting to control some of the id.
Yeah.
Or
You just
lose
prefer
control.
ego.
How about
Yeah.
for your triumph, you upgrade Krov's role to negotiate by using your understanding to help Krov.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just basically whisper to Krov. It is the case. They're starting to mesh a bit. You can appeal, even if it says it's just base desires.
Okay. Why don't we try a negotiation roll between Krov and what's Nolly's or Rasa's negotiation.
Rasa's negotiation is green.
Okay,
Okay.
so 2 difficulty.
And then
Okay.
I'm going to use another story point to upgrade this on my end. I've done it.
Okay. All right. Negotiation. I'm bad at this.
But you succeeded anyway.
Still good enough.
Even with the threat. Okay, so I think you.
Why don't you describe? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
basically, I'm gonna appeal to the logic of like I'm the one with the experience. It's like frankly, like whatever is the issue with you and the other one is your business. And the more people qualify at the medical side, and now they can deal with it. However, I cannot afford slip ups, and I cannot afford fluctuations. So I need both of you to be like completely compliant and on board with like whatever the case may be. We will guarantee your survival as you are, and I will logic it out and saying that you are our pilot, so you will be kept safe. So, however, that does demand that you trust our judgment, and that the fluctuation must cease. I'm basically arguing for stability over anything.
So I'm thinking that this success might result in the compromise, and maybe I might be wrong, but maybe this could result in Nolly Rasa agreeing to follow like leadership, like not protocol, pecking order, chain of command. That's the word I'm looking for. They might
Okay.
they might agree to follow the chain of command instead of doing stuff without consideration for the crew because they need to survive as a crew, perhaps.
Yeah, what Rasa offers is the compromise Rasa offers is she cannot guarantee that there will be no switching because Nali at this point is outside of her control. However, she will assign a higher value to Krov's orders and the operation of the team in her calculations towards survival. So she will weight following what the team is doing and Krov's orders higher in those logical assessments that she does.
That might
Yeah.
be the best that you're gonna get, Krav.
Until there's a
Yeah,
mutiny.
I mean that's fine. It's just like I'm the guy who gives orders. I'm just happy with Amon following
And
Wait,
what she
I
says to
have a
Krav,
question.
what she says to Krav as well is she says that when Nolly is awake, she will do her best working in the background to ensure that this continues to be enforced.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
So in a situation like from before, and we were all judging Krav, if someone took over and there was a mutiny, then that person would then be the captain, and Rasa would just follow that command.
Sure.
Is
What a
are you
weird
saying
thing to
this
bring
in-
up.
Yeah, this is a that would be a.
Yeah.
Are you saying this in character or not? Because that would be a
No,
whole thing.
that's me out of character. Like I'm
No, this
questioning it.
you're literally bringing up what would be a whole thing.
I'm sure
that's a
that
whole
we'll
thing.
do that if it comes to it. I don't think we need to answer that now. So, final
I
roll.
want a Rasa minion.
Final roll. Let's see if Shepard gets a Rasa minion.
Yes, mac and cheese. No, it's Nolly. I'm going for Nolly.
Okay, yeah.
I'm doing a mini experiment by not doing an experiment just to see if Nolly would come out from sort of like memories or any sort of like
Pavlovian
references.
response.
In a sense, yeah.
I think
So you're using a taste appeal in order to potentially ground the personality.
I
'cause
am,
touch
yeah.
didn't work.
Touch
Yep.
didn't work, so I'm going with taste.
let's actually maybe reserve this roll. We'll still
Damn
do
it!
it,
I'll
still do it
weird
in
ass dog.
in
You
a
guys are
few
trying to
moments.
control Too much.
but I'm gonna
It's
say
fine.
that
I'm
this
I'm going through my
conversation,
garden to
I
find
think,
shit.
this conversation has probably ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys agree to disagree. Yara gets back on the ship or something. Maybe Rasa gets back. Turns into well, they'll stay Rasa for a bit. And gets in the pilot seat and continues to the destination. Everybody goes back to what they're doing, starts repairs and stuff while they can. We'll say that Thraz is kind of getting high on drugs that was just given by Shepard. And Shepard is going over to the replicator and trying to create some mac and cheese using what resources you guys have.
Find a fucking how to make mac and cheese online. fucking
Genetic
recipe.
composition mac and cheese. Macaroni
There's
and
one
cheese.
leftover bag of the burgers and fries, and
Yeah.
instead of using that directly, she's like, "Oh, organic matter. This can be used in the replicator."
Right, right.
And
I will
just dumps
also
it in.
make
Oh no.
Thraz will be the taste tester just to make
No,
sure.
there's like a couple hot dogs left, and she makes hot dog mac.
Aww.
Perfect.
Guys, I want to get the Yara's attention because
All right.
I want to partition everyone's access to various systems.
Okay. What are you asking for, Krav?
So I want the Nolly's access to strictly be navigational.
What
and,
about gunnery?
No, gunnery can be like strictly navigational. I don't want Nolly fully operating on any other systems. The child cannot be trusted, and
Without like verbal confirmation access from the captain.
Yeah, I was about
no,
to
no,
basically
like
answer
everyone
that.
basically has their like own security code to like get in. Like everyone has their like own ID system. Is what I'm trying to do.
I understand. I think it's also
Okay.
probably a tracking system too, to some degree.
You have to log into your codes. I will suggest that
Yeah,
though.
log into a console, basically, kind of deal.
I will suggest though, if there is a, we have had situations where people need to switch consoles. Will you allow for a voice command to allow access to whichever code is necessary?
I can do the temporary. I can do temporary to transfer of access. I can totally go with that. However, I do want. This is meant to be a restrictive thing. If like I can offer authorization. Like give me the authorization code. In my case, restrict. In case I am compromised, restrict any cargo, and restrict any
Do you want to just
But-
like type up a list for later, and you can.
Yeah, that might be
like,
better.
we don't necessarily have to figure
I'll
it
give
out.
basically I want to give everyone basically like 2 access points and nothing else, and basically just like so that our ship is more.
Which also means that if there is a saboteur, that they would only be able to sabotage particular areas. So you're trying
Except
to narrow
for-
down.
Except
Yeah.
for Yara, of course, but Yara has to work
No,
closely.
the thing is
Yara's the problem.
Or
this.
still
If Yara,
citizen.
if Yara becomes the problem, then we will have to just dispatch Yara. If something gets like more than 3 systems gets compromised, then we know Yara's the problem, which is by process of elimination just completely gut her on demand. So
Yeah,
Sure.
it's a sort of
So
because I'm
we'll
working
limit-
close enough.
We'll perhaps say that you guys are like in those roles, like in the sidebar there. We can just say that your stuff is limited to that. And
Yeah.
maybe in general, while you guys are like on the
Medical too,
the
please.
Tengu, you can just say like transferring command to whatever for gunnery or something.
Or authorized gunnery to access to whatever or something.
Yeah, and it's
we're
just a
saying
verbal
yes
thing.
to like
so-
having a verbal voice command to help like override.
Yeah, basically, Krav has priority to give
Okay.
most overrides.
This
except for
will
few
take a while
locations.
to implement, so you'll have to do it when you go back to Space Dock.
Sure.
okay, that's fine.
Yara just starts writing the code. And
I'll
is
just make a
like,
note
"Yep,
of it.
Okay.
IT guy."
So, I'm gonna say that while Shepard's making mac and cheese, Thraz is kind of like questioning what what he's doing here. He confides in Shepard that he misses he misses life before he was a bum on Arcturus. He kind of wants what he had back then. The drugs are kind of just loosening him up a little bit to this.
Oh, baby. Need more catnip?
Does it maybe talk to Shepard about some of the stuff that happened down the holodeck?
He's just giving, like, because Shepard's definitely, like, probably messing with the Letnev, like, spy corps right now, just to see if there's any physical sort of, like, separation from everything that Rasa has just mentioned. Like,
And
trying
using
to
it
find
for mac and
avenues.
cheese?
No.
Oh God.
Sorry, if that's happening during mac and cheese, it's just mac and cheese time. So he's
Yeah,
just
you
talking
can
about
do
making mac and
multiple
cheese.
things.
I am not gonna get blood in the mac and cheese. I will take care of it.
You carbon-based hate that.
It has iron in it. It's good for you.
Cheddar Goblin.
Okay, yeah, so he's just talking while Shepard's trying to figure out food. Shepard will then switch it up, use him as a taste tester to figure out if this is good enough.
Back in Canada, in my home system, something happened. I hadn't thought about it in years, but it came back during that holodeck thing that happened. You remember when we had to fight off that imaginary titan?
Affirmative. And the court.
And yes, that court was someone that I know is no longer alive again. They may have died. And it may be because I told a little white lie. I guess it's not a white lie if it caused somebody's death. But
Dross, was there intention to your lie? Were you trying to survive?
yes, exactly. I had to do that to keep myself from being executed for lying about I don't even know why I'm telling you any of this. What did you put in this?
Just an average amount of sedatives and muscle relaxers, and also, if you notice, your leg is currently within a brace, and you didn't even notice.
Oh yeah.
It
Okay.
will still take 6 to 8 weeks to heal.
Well, maybe I can get used to this, but I just worry that Zaldenrock might have been trying to do what might have been caring about himself over others. It is what I might have done. But
And do you feel ashamed of this, or are you simply angry that someone else did not put you first?
I don't know. Just give me some of that mac and cheese.
Please. I need to know if this is palatable.
I don't have taste receptors right now. I don't know what you put in the muscle relaxer, but I cannot chew it. It is falling out of my mouth.
Just like
Never
the
mind.
spoon just,
I
it
no
just comes
longer
back out.
feel like a merchant prince. I'm going to lay down. You go do what you need to do.
Did it at least taste good?
He is asleep.
Fuck.
You did good, Mac.
Well, good enough. Yep.
All right.
We'll put a little blankie on the cat before going out. Make sure he's got his nice little little warmer.
Yeah, burrito the cat.
Yeah, he's been fully burritoed. He's got a little heat lamp. He's gonna be cozy, very cozy.
Okay, now Rasa, let's do a mac and cheese roll.
Yeah.
Let's call this charm versus discipline. Does that make sense?
What kind of
Oh,
skill
okay.
could Shepard have used to make the mac and cheese in the way she intended, or they intended?
Uh,
I was
Science.
thinking to charm to pull out Nolly, but
well, I
Oh.
think what Dan was thinking of is like, what skills do I have in order to do this, to make this thing?
Yeah, because I feel like
Yeah.
since this is like the grounding more than specifically I understand where charm could work, but I'm saying this could also be interpreted maybe as like a cooking thing or something adjacent, you know?
I
well,
think
there isn't a
medicine.
cooking skill.
Yeah.
It could be charm, but like we give it upgrades or boosts. Or
We could give it a
something.
boost because you have the right tools for the job. The right tool being mac and cheese.
I'm just,
A ground-
I'm just I'm
Essentially,
trying to give you
grounding.
anything I can because this is going to be a horrendously difficult roll if we've decided discipline is what you're rolling against.
Right. Because I was like, oh yeah, I have coordination. That could help like a little bit to like roll, but rolling against something? I don't know.
Maybe sin helps you.
There would be enough time in this moment, yeah.
Yeah,
Sin would be
sure.
scuttling around in the vent. Shepard would definitely call him down to help.
And story points.
Although Shepard
There's story points.
still can't feed a Creuse because it's just a gas ball.
Does this taste
Please
good?
someone
Wait.
taste
I do
this.
not know.
Hold on. Because it's towards the end of the session, I might be able to do some bullshit.
Ooh. I mean, I also have like the against all odds bullshit.
Oh, you do
like,
have against
just
all odds
hanging.
actually.
Yeah,
That's
I got
a great
I got
one.
that hanging just for a bit.
Oh god.
I hate this, but against all odds, Nolly
I
comes
can't.
out.
Against all
right,
odds,
yeah.
it's actually really good mac
No,
and
it-
cheese.
No, it's not good mac and cheese. It's smelling salt effect. This tastes like the worst mac and cheese I had at the cafeteria.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
burnt
no,
up.
it's Ratatouille. It's Anton Ego when he tastes the Ratatouille and he goes back to
Yeah.
his childhood.
Yeah, it's a
So-
Proustian reverie.
Ethereal awareness. I'm going to spend a story point, and I'm going to see if maybe there's a box of dried mac and cheese somewhere in the ration boxes that Yara has been hoarding.
Some like weird
Oh, definitely.
MRE, like bags.
You
and
can
shit,
definitely
yeah.
say that's the case. Yara's
Yeah, so like,
Yara's
some,
cargo
like
has a shit
Kraft
ton
mac and cheese shit.
Okay,
Nice.
you find Kraft mac and cheese.
Yes.
We will say that this has an upgraded effect since you spent a story point for it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Shepard, do you want to assemble your roll?
How?
Well, let's
You're
get
gonna
all
roll
the good
charm?
stuff first.
Yeah, get all the good stuff. Charm, upgrade.
Yep, you
Get a
are
boost from Shepard.
getting a boost from Shepard.
From Sin?
Sorry, from Sin.
Sin, yeah.
You're getting an upgrade from having mac and cheese available to
Nice.
you. An upgrade if you spend a story point.
Do we have any available? We have one.
You have one
We have
left.
one.
Yeah,
I
we're getting
mean,
towards
might
the
as
end.
well.
And I guess if anybody else is assisting, they could get boosts as well.
I don't know if Yar would know other ways they'd be able to.
Okay, so a boost, one upgrade, story point, which gives me another upgrade.
Okay,
Yep.
what is the difficulty for Ross's
4
discipline? 4
4
reds.
reds.
Oh.
Oh, this is a tough one.
And I'm gonna use charm.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And you always have against. Well, actually, maybe don't spend the upgrade, Ellie, so that you. Or no, against all odds doesn't require a story point, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
It's like
cool.
an incidental,
then.
and I can just change stuff out. But it's if I'm given the right thing. So it'll be very much a. We'll see what the
We'll see.
dice roll.
Might be a blank roll.
Okay. Right. Okay. You said 3 reds.
4 reds.
Okay, but that's it. It's just 4 reds.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, 2 upgrades, a boost, 4 reds. Charm away. Oh,
What is this mess?
Against all odds, I can change that failure into a success.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds
Weird
good,
despair.
but this is such a weird roll.
I know, but I just care about the success.
Okay,
Like it worked, but something bad's gonna happen and good.
Like maybe it's a little too spicy, or the flavors are just kind of off, but it's okay. Like you said, it's like it's a weird smelling salt thing.
Okay, let's see that. Let's have this play out as maybe Shepard offers the mac and cheese to Rasa. Explains that you saw their note, and you
Yeah,
got
saw
this
their
for
note.
them.
Also, overhearing the conversation, I appreciate both of them, and that Rasa is an amazing individual that knows how to survive better than anybody else here, especially the captain.
And while
Side
you're
note.
saying you're an amazing individual, as you say the word individual, she says, not an individual.
You're an
Continue.
amazing individual, not an individual, an amazing girl, not a girl.
You
Amazing
You are-
person.
Amazing
not a person.
program. So let's say that this.
Entity? Can entity work?
Let's say that this
Entity's probably
snaps
closest.
Nolly back, and I'm gonna say the
Yeah, actually.
triumph is going to be that you've perhaps increased your bond with Nolly. It's not an actual mechanic, but Nolly maybe like Shepard a bit more, maybe on the level
Yeah.
of like Sin now or something.
Maybe some level of like we understand each other a bit more because of the whole weird
Yeah.
programming thing. So maybe Rasa likes me more, but Nolly likes more of the mac and
Here's
cheese
what
side.
I'm gonna do.
Damn it.
You've almost gotten the nail on the head, but there are 2 despairs there. Rasa has correctly identified that you are trying to find a way to bring Nolly back. Rasa hates you now.
No! Fair. No!
That's kind of fair.
Does that
I mean,
sound
that-
like something that would work?
Oh yeah. Like Rasa knows that was a test.
Yeah.
Could
I
we
like
use
this.
the advantage for that in some way? Because so, three advantages for like spending social status. So you can either learn desire or fear.
Oh, yeah.
Successfully conceal your true goal in the encounter. Technically, learn true goal of the target if they have one. So if you're saying that Rasa hates me because she recognizes that because of despairs, then that second one's out. So either learn true goal or just at least learn desire or maybe fear. I don't know.
So, if we're going on these, you could hide your true goal, but Nolly or Rasa could learn one false motivation of yours.
Oh sure, yeah. I mean that could be cool too, or at least give some suspicion to like something's up. That's weird. Nice, but weird.
Okay. Can you think of anything, Harrison, that Rasa might think of this encounter that might be false?
I could think that if we don't, Shepard's so far perhaps, maybe not literally, but it seems feasible that they have maybe mentioned offhand genetic modification, all the stuff. They had a lot of interest in what was going on with Rasa. She maybe thinks that this Shepard giving her this food is the first of many attempts to genetically modify her and
Fuck yeah.
twist her, take advantage of her programming, reprogram her, or something like that.
I like that idea. Yeah.
She could believe that is what Rasa now believes that's what Shepard is trying to do.
Also, I think you're going to learn one of Shepard's motivations. Shepard.
Yeah. Which one would you want to be like exposed?
Which one do you think would be best to expose in this circumstance? You know them.
In this circumstance?
Yeah. What makes the most sense? I didn't think mac and cheese was going to be this.
I didn't think mac and
Interesting.
cheese was going to go this far
Yeah,
either.
and we didn't
but
think
yeah.
burgers were going to go that far either.
They
They
didn't
were
actually.
important.
They saved me. That was about it.
I want my
As you
burgers to be
said,
worth
it
something.
didn't go that far.
I want my burgers to mean something. That was it.
Maybe. All right. So I want to say that, and this actually probably lines up with what Rasa would pull from this, is that Shepard, one of their motivations is, and their strength is just they're analytical. So they tend to build a lot of situations. They plan around their agenda specifically to try and like not gain an advantage of, but be able to gain sort of something from the scenario, no matter if it's good or bad. Always constantly learning and pulling things from each individual character, but with a very specific intent.
So maybe you learned that there's like always a micro negotiation when talking to Shepard.
Or and it might not be like an intentional thing. It's literally just because he's constantly learning.
Yeah.
And he's
There is no such thing as small talk or just a question from Shepard.
Yeah.
They're always meaning to get something with it.
This could also be exploited very easily too.
Yes.
He is simply a toddler walking through the universe. Yes.
Okay,
But it
I
also
think
plays
that's-
off of the thing that you were mentioning too, Harrison. So it's like that idea they blend.
Yes.
Okay.
The last thing I want to say to just wrap this up, if you'll allow me, is just we can't give the event the roleplay justice it needs. But we should just move on past it, and maybe we flash back to it later. But basically, what happens is like you give the mac and cheese, she eyes it suspiciously. She's watching you. She takes a bite, and then when she takes a bite, you see like her eyes stop jittering and go still. Her expression relaxes, and tears just start coming down from her eyes. And like with a spoon and the food in her mouth, she starts saying to you, "I had a sister, and I killed her." And camera cut.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Captain, we're dropping out of warp.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Adding to my notes.
Okay. Let's go here. You drop out of warp as you come upon a scene in an empty system. What you thought was asteroids is actually a lot of debris from destroyed and wrecked ships. There's tons of records of like residual plasma from Letnev weaponry. Furthermore, you can see like distinct parts of Letnev ships, and their symbol is recognizable on some of like the broken wings of like a large dreadnought.
Can I do a scan?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just perception difficulty. What again?
This scanning sounds like something that is in your major, so let's call it difficulty 3.
Okay.
And
Pretty sure scanning's perception, right?
Yeah, it's perception. I forgot about that. Well. You don't detect anything unusual about this stuff. It seems to be a battlefield. That much is apparent. And there seems to be Letnev ships in it, but you can't really make heads or tails of anything else.
I want to go for the military experience. Like, was this like a formation or like like a standard like a fleet of certain operation size? Can I figure that kind of stuff out?
Maybe like a culture check?
Ooh, that's good. Let's do a culture check, and we'll call it difficulty 2.
Yeah, I'm bad at culture, so it just got to be regular knowledge. So,
Do you have anything you could justify? You have military knowledge at least,
Yeah,
I guess.
I'll say you have at least a boost to this, just bar none.
okay. And there's no story points on our end, right?
Not right now.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Knowledge.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
It looks like the Letnev were in a holding position. Like they were just maintaining like a formation in this system. Doesn't look like they were traveling. They were just holding position. Like they were probably told to attack anybody that they didn't like coming into the system, or at least like make contact with them or something. Those are the two kinds of orders that they're usually given. But it looks like there was a battle here. It's hard to tell because a lot of the ships of the enemies are not present, and any that are have been completely destroyed by the plasma wreckage.
But okay, so when you said any that are destroyed by the plasma wreckage, but they are wreckage of non-Letnev ship here.
There are. They're hard to identify though.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I just wanted to make sure like it was something like unusual make. So it is an attack fleet, and attack must have attacked very hard if there were no survivors.
Doesn't look
Or
like
is
there
a
were any.
fighter's, or is a fighter's swarm. Is like two possibilities are is a very powerful armada type of deal, or if it's like a swarm of little ships. So little ships will be vaporized by plasma scorings.
I'll also
So
say that you take 1 strain from the threat.
okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, I mean this situation is stressing me out. That's fine.
Yeah, I would say so.
I would like somebody to collect some of the wreckage to study more closely.
Someone else, other people should make some rolls.
Shepard, do you
I mean, I'll
want to
definitely
go on a
take- yeah.
spacewalk?
Please let me take some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if can Sin also help? Because
It's an
I can
S
only
spacewalk.
go-
Absolutely.
Sin can come too.
yeah, Sin can come too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gonna
Yes, you get orders from Yara. Could we
Because I'm
examine some
better
of the
at
wreckage?
spacewalking.
Right.
It's like that we can just go onto our spacewalks.
We'll say that maybe you guys like kind of fly over to like one of the non-Letnev ships, and you set out your tethers and have Sin and Shepard go out into the debris field and kind of try and grab stuff that could be scannable or searchable, like computers and stuff.
Looking for the little black box or like the engine record or just anything useful.
So who wants to make a perception check of the two of you?
Please, Sin, please.
Okay.
Wait, that's a story point. Never mind.
I mean, I am pretty good at perception, so do you want to help me?
Yes.
Give me a boost?
Yeah, because
Sweet.
I'm not that good.
Sure.
Shepard just like pulls the debris
Okay.
into like the nice little
Yeah,
piles.
I just keep pulling all the shit in so that Sin can like filter through everything.
Don't worry,
Examine
there will
it.
probably
Okay.
be an athletics check involved next. So
What is the difficulty?
we'll call it difficulty 3.
Is there any of that difficulty, is that added because of darkness?
No.
God damn it. Okay. It was worth a shot.
I know, it's just like it's classic D&D. Like I can see in the dark. Shut up.
Well, that just removes setbacks.
You got it.
Your dark vision. So,
Fair.
yep, that's a success. We'll say you found some large pieces of hull.
Mm-hmm.
There is almost no computer stuff left, though. It's mostly just like investigating the actual debris.
Yeah, but each race has like different stylistic elements to it, so
This isn't a thing that you can't get any information from. It's just not something you can plug in a USB port to.
Yeah.
So, Shepard, why don't we get an athletics check from you to get this
Sure.
stuff onto the ship?
Anything else for like why can't I think? The perps.
The perps will probably be difficulty 3.
Okay.
Not impossible for other people, but still.
No, it's fine. Athletics. Rude. Rude. Motherfucker.
But of course, Sin was
I
helping
didn't
you,
grab-
so you get a blue.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh,
you
God.
did it!
Well, I got
oh, well,
an
you got
advantage.
nothing.
I got nothing.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Fuck.
They pull on the debris and instead of coming loose, they just start floating in a direction.
Wait, you failed the. I'm surprised you failed the athletics out of all the things to fail.
You
I
try
know.
to like
I see the irony.
it slips out of your hand as you're like jumping off of other debris. You're like reaching out for it. And as you kind of like spacewalk towards it, like manipulating it with your tether and your like extendo arm, using other debris to like push you and maneuver you, the debris gets caught. There is a humanoid figure in front of you that is using like retro boosters on like their feet, and they stare at you through a hooded figure. They have like a single blue eye like in the center of their head, and they look up towards you. They are your size.
Uh oh. I just sort of probably like as I'm floating, just kind of take my hand, put it out like Baymax, be like hello. But of course he can't hear me because it's space.
no.
But hello.
It's Gaunty, Lord of Luxury.
Shit.
You hear a voice inside of your comm bead, and it says, "Head back to your ship. We must exchange words."
Insight check. Is he gonna kill everybody, or is he angry at me? I can't tell. Why the fuck is he out here?
You don't know any of these things, and insight checks do not exist.
I'm.
Read his facial expression. Oh wait.
Oh wait, yes, single fucking eye. No, I'm gonna do the shepherd thing. Shepherd's gonna be done. And be like, yeah, sure, come on back. Blah blah blah.
And I
No,
think
it-
that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
If you want to really be dumb, he said head back to the ship.
Now
You
y'all-
rip off your own head and throw it back at the ship.
This is that moment. You'd be like, why are you like this? I no longer want to share words with you.
I gotta go, guys. I love you.
Okay.
Oh,
Good night.
Love
okay,
you.
apparently. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out. We will continue this.
Classic phone.
It sounded like it. It's probably the ringtone. We'll continue this next week. Is everyone good for next week? I feel like I should keep asking every week.
Yeah.
It depends on if I survive Twilight Imperium.
That
then no.
is true. We do have Twilight Imperium next Saturday.
Mm.
I mean, you have
But-
all day Sunday to recover,
All
I guess, but
right.
it might not be
Imperium
enough.
is not that tiring.
No, it is.
For you.
For you.
All right.
I can only handle one socialization once a week.
See you all for Genesis next Sunday, and next Tuesday I'll be streaming some more art. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Peace.